Damp London afternoon. Big round of applause, please, for the choir. They are going to get a little bit wet as they march.
Well, there we were, the West
ring.
End musical choir
What
opening the event
way
this
to
year.
Start a show.
Still a wee bit damp out there, but there was our anthem from them, and that was fantastic. And now, the biggest band, I think, the biggest band, yeah, absolutely, the biggest band we ever had.
My goodness.
Appropriately named the Big Red Marching Band from Western Kentucky University is going to start the whole thing off proper. Here we go. There's even some confetti floating around in here.
Welcome to the Hilltoppers to London.
Because first up, we've got the Western Kentucky University Big Red Marching
You can see that the sides of the street at the start of the parade are chock full as well.
More than 270 students taking part.
Anyway, we should take a little look now at the route that they're going to be taking from here down until they join us in the performance arena at the end of the parade here. And so, first of all, they're going to be marching along Piccadilly,
Right.
all the way to Piccadilly Circus. You know, the centre of
Indeed.
entertainment
And
in London.
That's
the
where they're
Statue of
walking
Liberty.
literally right now.
Absolutely. And then they'll be turning a corner and going down a street that's now called Regent Street St James, one of the prime shopping streets of London, before they come down into Waterloo Place with the statue of George.
Duke of York.
Get it right. Come on.
Duke of York Monument standing a proud 123 feet.
Exactly so. Well done. Good research there,
Thank you, thank you.
And on through Cockspur Street and into Trafalgar Square. And what dominates Trafalgar Square?
Well, all sorts. Nelson's Column and, of course, the famous lions.
The Lancia lions that sit around, the four lions that sit around the base of Nelson's Column. And there's that rumour.
That's right. Legend has it.
That's the one. If
Legend
Big
has
Ben
it.
strikes 13 times.
My lucky number.
Is it? Oh, well, there you
Yeah.
go. Mine too, actually. Those lions will come to life.
Yes, so we live in hope. We
So-
doubt it's going to happen today, but you never know,
I don't know,
folks.
they
You
better run for their
never
lives if it
know.
does
You
happen.
never know, you never know.
And after that, we turn down Whitehall with all the great ministries of state of the United Kingdom, past Horse Guards Parade, past the Cenotaph, our memorial to our war dead, and then they'll join us here in Parliament Street, just shy of Parliament Square, in the shadow of the Elizabeth Tower and the Houses of Parliament, and into our
Indeed.
wonderful finale arena.
And
they'll
of course,
give a fabulous performance.
Big Ben also looming, you know, right outside of our studio here. It's an incredible route, especially for people that have come from outside of the UK, of which we have so many walking in today's parade.
We absolutely do.
For them to see these iconic parts of London along the route, I mean, you'd want to walk it anyway, wouldn't you?
Absolutely. And, you know, 26 different nationalities represented in today's parade, so it really is a truly international event.
I think it's something like 180 languages or something we have today, something like that. Just
I do know
incredible.
that in the city of Westminster alone, more than 240 languages
Yes.
are spoken. So they're
You know, the
practically
world
language
comes to
dialects.
London. The world comes to London, and the world comes to London, especially on New Year's Day.
And here we're having
Wind, rain, or sun.
a little bit of a glimpse of the London mayors. Now, there are 32 of those representing London's 30 boroughs and 2 cities, and 26 of them are out here with us today.
Fantastic.
Yep.
Celebrating with us.
In these wonderful, wonderful carriage landaus, and I bet you the occupants of those landaus are delighted that they've brought covered ones this year.
I'm sure
Because
they are. That's right. We've had open carriages, haven't we, the past couple
We
of
have
years?
indeed. But in carriage number 1, and you'll see him there in a moment, I suspect, in his splendid blue and gold robes, we have the Lord Mayor of the City of Westminster, Councillor Robert Rigby, and his Lady Mayoress, Mrs. Emiko Murray Rigby, with guests Neil and Michelle Oakford. Or in that carriage there, the white one, we have Steve Summers, a former Lord Mayor of Westminster, who is now the chairman of the London Mayors Association, which is the
right.
kind of glue, the organisation that holds all of London's mayors together.
Indeed. And is there a more British sight than bagpipers? I ask you. I don't think so. I know my mum is probably already tearing up at the sight of bagpipers.
Yeah, they're wonderful, these guys. This is the Sri Muktajivan Swami Bapa Pipe Band. And they've been regulars at the parade for many, many years, and they're always fabulously entertaining, and they look brilliant.
Oh, yes. And they have devotion through the classical arts, which is a beautiful devotion to have, I think. Arts, drama, dance, singing, and painting, and sculpture, everything to do with the arts. And gosh, we're so happy to have them celebrating with us today, aren't we?
We absolutely are. They are fantastic, and I'm really looking forward to seeing them down here giving their performance.
Oh, yes, can't wait.
They are so good.
Really exciting.
Well, it's good to see the crowd still out here, and that rain is definitely easing off now. Thank goodness for that and for them.
Oh, thank goodness for them. And, you know, they have been braving this weather all day. And for those of us that come from the other side of the pond, and I am indeed half and half, but my half will take my hat off to American fans, you know, Jets fans, Buffalo fans, Green Bay fans. They'll deal with the weather, and that's exactly what we have outside. Everybody just enjoying despite the rain.
Absolutely so. And another wonderful look here at Shri Muktajivan. Well, from Shri Muktajivan, and we'll be seeing more of them, of course, later on, because they're really, really good. I'm delighted to welcome into the studio here a friend of ours called Brea Teague. Brea, you were the Fine Arts Chair, now retired, at Downers Grove North High School, and your connection with the parade is fairly considerable, because you've brought groups here on several occasions. And I suppose my question to you is just, what is that experience like for the students that you bring?
Well, first of all, Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
And thank you for having me. I coordinated 25 tours with my band over 30 years. There was only one event I ever returned to, and it was the London New Year's Day Parade. We did it 3 times. It's the greatest event I could ever imagine bringing my students to. It's an incredible opportunity for them to expand their worldview by coming over and being a part of something so collaborative and so festive.
Course.
Just incredible.
How do we compare? I mean, you've done a lot of events, I'm sure, in your years. I mean, you don't look young enough to be retired, right? Old enough, rather, to be retired.
Thank you.
But there we go. Far too young. But in comparison with some of the other events you might have done in the United States of America and so on, how does this one actually compare?
Well, I mean, it's an incredible opportunity for students to have the performance in front of just, you know, so many hundreds of thousands of people. The television zone aspect of this at the end, the finale performance, is something that we always enjoyed preparing for, choreographing. It's just, but in addition to the actual performance, again, this opportunity to travel to one of the greatest cities, you would say the greatest city in the world.
Well, yeah, I do, I'm afraid. Yeah.
Of course. And to expand their worldview, to break down the 4 traditional walls of a classroom. It's just an incredible opportunity for these students.
And something that they'll remember for the rest of their lives.
Absolutely. I have students calling and emailing and texting and posting every year at New Year's Day, just reminiscing about these incredible experiences.
Oh,
that's fantastic. So here's the $64,000 question. And now, if you were out there today in this weather, would you be in any way fazed by it, or are these bands going to be fazed by it?
They're not. Every one of these band directors has a contingency for this, and the students are prepared to perform in any weather circumstances. And truthfully, when the whole event is over, it's not going to be the rain that they remember. It's going to be the reception of this wonderful city.
And actually, you know, you've got to look at those crowds out there, and they have been through some pretty ropey weather for the last hour. And well, actually, they were gathering at around about sort of 10 o'clock this morning, and they're still there. So that actually must give some sort of testament to you, to the great job that the American bands and all of our other performers are doing in this event.
The welcome that our students felt from the City of London was just incredible. That's why I returned 2 more times after the first one. And by the way, my first performance here was similarly wet, and it didn't deter us at all from wanting to come back.
Well, there is something uniquely British about it, in a way, you know, and they go home with just that little extra something to the stories that they'll tell.
Absolutely.
Yeah, well, look at these amazing sights now. Well, we were just seeing just now the big red marching band from Western Kentucky University marching down the street there, and the crowds are virtually mobbing them. I mean, thank goodness we have lots of barriers there to keep them protected. But I think this one is actually the biggest band we've ever had in London's New Year's Day Parade, and we're so absolutely proud and delighted to have them. Anyway, we'll be seeing them soon. Brea Teague, thank you ever so much
Thank you so much
for popping in to see us and telling us about what it's like to take part in this event and just how much it means to the students that you've brought in the past. Thank you, Brea, very much.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
Thank you.
Thank you. So there we go, Daisy. We're back to looking at that fantastic band from Western Kentucky University.
Over 260 members of this band. And of course, you know, they've done NFL games. They do, of course, their own football games and things like that. But there is nothing like getting on a plane with a passport and heading over to another continent to celebrate with the world.
And that's an amazing thing you just mentioned there, you know, that I think we did a little poll of this not long ago, and more than 95% of the young Americans that join us at this parade have to get a passport for the very first time.
Isn't that exciting? I mean, to have that. And listen, they're not only coming over with their schoolmates. In many instances, their families are coming, their brothers and sisters are coming, their aunts and uncles are coming, and they make it a huge celebration for the entire, you know, week that they're here. It's not just New Year's Day, it's the build-up and the afters as well.
Absolutely so. Now, we're just seeing a lovely, lovely shot here because they've just made the turn, the Big Red Band here, they've just made the turn into Cockspur Street. Or they're just about to make the turn into Cockspur Street from Regent Street.
Go.
And this is always one of the great shots from my point of view, to see them as they march. Now they're marching down into Trafalgar Square, where they'll make that right turn, broad right turn, and come down all the way down Whitehall and join us here.
And so incredibly iconic for them. I do hope that as they're playing, they're taking the time to try and look around as well, you know, because this is just something that you couldn't buy this experience.
I'm sure they will be. And look, see, they're enjoying themselves enormously out there, aren't they?
Fantastic. Fantastic. Welcome. Of course, Kentucky, very famous for racing and barbecue and bluegrass music and maybe a little whiskey and moonshine as well. I'm sure those kids have not been indulging.
Absolutely not.
No. But Kentucky, famous for so many things in the United States, and we're so happy to have them here, kicking off the show today.
One of the fascinating things about the group, actually, which I personally find a very interesting story, is that, I mean, we've been trying to get this group over here for a very long time. I'm delighted they're here. But their director of bands, not the athletic bands, the athletic band is the marching band we're watching now, but the director of bands at the university, a guy called Gary Shallett. And Gary has the longest association with this event of anybody. Because he participated as a student
my goodness.
with New Mexico State University way back in 1987 in the very, very first parade. And I think it's been one of his ambitions ever since then to actually bring his group to London to perform.
Well, you know, I love what I like to call the repeat offenders, Bob. You know, they get addicted, and you know, this is that kind of an event where once I speak with my own experience, once you've been here once, you just want to keep coming back for more and more and more.
Well, you call them repeat offenders, I call them recidivists, but never mind. I think yours is better, actually, than mine, to tell you the truth. Here we got the Sri Muktajivan Swami Bappa pipe band there. And so anyway, from the Sri Muktajivan Swami Bappa pipe band, one of my favourites, actually.
Absolutely, me too. I always look forward to it.
I think we're ready to go and find out what Joe and Schwazi have been up to.
I would love to know what they're up to.
Somewhere near the start. Well, actually, they're going to be talking to the band conductor of the West End Choir.
Oh, good.
You know,
good,
the guys who opened the parade for us this year, just before that huge bang came in behind them.
Kicked off the show so well. Let's head down to them.
Down and see Joe and Schwazi.
Wow! Woo! Matt, conductor extraordinaire. That was absolutely incredible.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year!
So, did you enjoy that?
That was amazing. The weather's amazing. So what better day to do it? Yeah, we had a great time. We've rehearsed that number for a long time. Very excited to open the parade this year.
Well, look, that was brilliant. Thank you. Thank the choir.
Thank you so
and
much.
have a happy New Year.
Oh, thank you, Joe and Schwazi, and thank you to the West End Choir. We are excited to have in studio at the moment. Welcome, Molly Hawking, and Happy New Year!
Hello, thank you so much.
We're
Happy
so
New
happy
Year.
to have you back again, because you've been here before as well, haven't
I
you?
certainly have, and I look forward to this event every single year. Even if I'm not performing, I love watching it. It's one of the best New Year's events to be part of.
Well, you certainly bring the sunshine and the joy, and I want to talk to you about, you were actually a part of the parade when it was having to...
When it wasn't a parade.
Adjust for COVID. Well,
Yeah,
exactly. Tell
yeah.
us a little bit about what that was like, because you were still here to wish everybody a really happy New Year.
Yeah, I was. It was. I think it was the first year when we were all actually allowed to be in a room together again.
Right.
And it was just the nicest feeling, because it was a long time coming, wasn't it? Let's be honest.
Gosh, yes, it lasted forever.
And everyone just felt like they were enjoying everyone else's company. That we hadn't been able to do in a while, and even though it wasn't a moving parade, it was still a magical, really magical event.
It really was
wasn't
a lovely event, actually.
Even the audience were great.
Yeah, they were. Small though they were. But well, I think the TV audience actually was pretty good, because people were anxious to see something that was going to be celebratory after all the gloom and doom that they'd had. But I must say, Molly, I thought your performance in that was absolutely spellbinding.
Thank
it was
you.
fantastic. It really was great.
Thank you very much.
And I'm so pleased that you're performing with us again.
Yes.
Oh, we're so happy that you're back, and you're going to be all along the route, and you've got all kinds of fun music going on today, don't you?
I have, yeah. So I'm actually, my next song is going to be a song that isn't released yet. I've just written it, and it will be releasing very shortly.
So would you say we get the world exclusive on this song?
This is the premiere of it. No one else has heard it yet. So if you want to hear it again, follow my social media.
We'll do that.
Absolutely.
What are your plans for 25? What are you doing?
So at the moment, I'm just in studio writing with a range of producers and surrounding myself with the right people, because that's the most important thing.
Really smart.
Exactly. And I'm releasing loads next year. Hopefully more will be going on. But yeah, I'm just really excited.
Well,
2025 is my year.
Every reason to be. Every reason to be. And what about any resolutions?
Do you know what? I think just to stop worrying about everything.
Yeah.
That's a good
worrying
one.
about everything. Just have fun, enjoy life, you know? It's really short and you've only got one, so
Exactly.
here it is.
Truer words were never spoken, Molly, I tell you. Yes.
That's a good resolution for me. I can stop worrying about weather. I think I can now.
Yes, let's stop worrying about Mother Nature.
Because there's not much you can do about
No,
it, is there?
exactly. Once you're wet, you're wet.
Okay, Molly, well, fantastic. Lovely to have you here again.
That
it
is
really
my
is, and
privilege.
I'm really delighted that you've come and joined us on this rather wet and windy day. But it's getting better. It's getting better.
Making
and I'm sure
Cornwall
that by the next
proud.
time we see you, it's
Exactly.
going to be fantastic.
Fingers crossed.
Well, you will be anyway.
Yeah.
Molly Hockey, thank you ever so much
Thank
for
you
being
so much.
Happy
bringing us
New
London
Year.
News.
You
Great.
too.
Thanks, Molly. Okay, so what's going on outside
Yeah,
now? Oh,
let's
there's
see.
that Shri Muktadevan Swami Baba pipe band again. Everybody loves them, you see, and so we're seeing lots and lots and lots of them. But,
Well, and also when you're done up in all of that regalia, you know, that is just something to see, isn't it?
Now, here's one of our great marching bands coming down. They've obviously got the right wet weather wear. They knew what was going to
They
happen.
came
I think.
prepared. Look at that.
And the problem is now, of course, that they're very difficult to recognise because they've got their wet weather gear
Well,
on.
that looks like Shenandoah, I
It is.
believe.
It's
Look at
Shenandoah
that.
University,
There we go.
all the way from Virginia. So we're going to be seeing them, and they actually have a very interesting section of their presentation today, because they have a big rock band that's going to be playing as part of their act. So
And you know what's also interesting
great.
about them is that they are relatively young. You know, this band is only 3 years old and they're already in London. I was reading up about them. One of their members, Izzy, said, "I've never been to London before, and I love this marching band with all my heart. So I can't wait to travel with all of my friends and be part of this amazing day." And I think that speaks for all of our performers today.
absolutely so. Anyway, there's something else that we need to talk about a little bit, which we haven't done yet, mainly, I suppose, because we haven't seen any of the London Borough floats. But I think a quick word about the London Borough competition, because when we do start to see the London Borough floats come through, they're going to be coming fairly thick and fast, and we probably won't have time to explain why they're all here. Well, mainly they're all here to entertain us, of course, because London boroughs have some fantastic histories and some wonderful things within them, and they're just portraying the very best that they have today.
Absolutely.
But the thing is this, that it's also a competition.
That's
for the
right.
boroughs.
That's right.
Well, you know all about this now, don't you?
Well, I do a little bit. I mean, listen, one of the other things that's so important about this competition is the philanthropic element of it. I mean, this is all charity-driven, and each of the boroughs sends us a float, and there is a team of judges, am I right, Bob, that judge these floats?
There are indeed. In fact, well, they're drawn from the public at each of our grandstands along the way, and they judge them. They give them scores out of 100 for every float, and then the winners, the capo de capo, the top ones, they get a £15,000 reward for their charities, chosen by the specific mayor of that borough. Second gets 10, and third gets 5, and every single person is a winner, and they get a couple of £1,000 for their charity. And over the course of the parade's history, more than £2.5 million has been donated by the parade. And of course, the awareness that charities have gained through being part of the parade has raised many, many, many more millions.
And honestly, that is maybe the most important thing about today. And when you think about all of that money going to so many uncountable good causes, while also showing the pride of these different boroughs. And each borough does have its own personality, you know, and you will see that reflected in each of the floats. And it's actually one of the things that I most look forward to during the parade, Bob, I have to say.
I do too. I think it's absolutely terrific. And some of them promise to be really, really wonderful this year. And I hope that the winds and so on haven't made the floats any less remarkable.
Well,
but I'm sure they won't have done. But anyway, the spirit that's going to come through is really going to be the thing.
And I think that the floats get bigger and better every single year, don't they, as well?
Yeah, they do, actually. I mean, the standard of what they're presenting really does improve on an annual basis. Now, here comes the Big Red from Western Kentucky University, making its way down the road. And I am delighted that joining us in the studio for just a few minutes before the band comes in to make its keynote performance, I am thrilled that we have Dr. Timothy Caboni, who is the president of Western Kentucky University, joining us here right now. So, you're leading the parade today. We've been talking a little bit about them, but you can tell us a lot more. How excited are your students about being here in London? So
excited. It's just been a remarkable adventure for them. So proud of the work that they've done to prepare, but also the work that the entire staff has done to get them ready. We are an institution of opportunity, and one of the things we want young people to get to do is travel abroad. And so of the 300 band members who came, 150 of them have never left the country before. 65 have never been on an airplane. So what an adventure for them.
What a thrill.
I hope the airlines looked after them properly and gave them no frights on the way.
It was tremendous. 17 domestic flights onto 7 international flights, and they all made it.
Yeah. And you came, where did you fly from? Nashville, was it?
Nashville, yeah, right out of Nashville. We're an hour north of Nashville in Bowling Green, Kentucky.
So has the fact that the band are starring in the show today captured the imagination of people back home in Bowling Green and indeed in Kentucky?
I think folks understand the kind of band program that we're building at Western Kentucky University. We have the largest band in the Commonwealth of Kentucky, recruiting all over the country now for folks to come march with us. And the entire campus is excited for the opportunity for 500,000 people to see us in person and 500 million on television. That's incredible.
Right. The audience is huge. It really is. A bit frightening, actually, Daisy.
Well, let's not think about that part. Let's not think about that.
So this is a very important year for the band, isn't it? I think it's a centenary year of some sort.
It is. 100 years ago, the band was founded. It's it's the largest student organization on campus, and really proud of the 100 years of work that they've done. And what better way to celebrate than being a part of the London's New Year Day Parade?
And I guess they're enjoying London just as much as they're enjoying being part of the parade.
Absolutely. The behind-the-scenes tours they've received, time to explore the city on their own has been tremendous. And the energy that they bring, they even got to experience some British weather. So excited for that.
I wouldn't think that's the highlight. But anyway, Dr. Caboni, thank you so much. And thank you so much for supporting them, as I know you have, in their endeavors of coming here. And I can see that Dr. McCurry is just bringing the marching band into our arena here to give the first keynote performance of London's New Year's Day Parade 2025. Off goes the confetti, and here comes your fantastic band.
Just remarkable. And Big Red, the best mascot in the universe, helping to lead them. So thank you all for having us.
Thank you, Dr. Caboni. Thank you very much.
Happy New Year.
Let's listen to the band.
Incredible.
That's all you can say about
I could
them.
feel it in here.
Yeah.
Amazing. Thank you to the Big Red Marching Band of Western Kentucky University. Look at them, so happy to be here, and we are so joyful to see them having such a great time. They're walking past our booth right now, and we can hear them cheering. It's really exciting.
I think they've had a
say.
fantastic time, and I just have to thank our last studio guest, Dr. Cavoni, who made it possible for them to be here and with us.
How incredible that some of them had never been on a flight before.
No,
I mean, what an experience
Quite
for
amazing.
them.
But here's another group that's coming down. It's going to be with us fairly soon. It's the Olentangy Liberty Band from Ohio. We have to do the OHIO thing.
That's
when we
right.
get there, don't we, Daisy?
Round on both ends and high in the middle.
Oh, very good. Anyway, they're from Powell, Ohio, and they'll be joining us very soon. They're making that turn right now between between Lower Regent Street and into Coxsackie Street. They'll soon be in Trafalgar Square, and then we'll be hearing from them not much longer.
And of course, as all of these bands round those turns, you know, they practice turns. You know, it's really quite
they're really
incredible.
fantastic. There's those Sri Muk said, hey,
Oh.
it's time for us to go and see what Joe
Let's
and
see what
Schwazi
they're
are
up
up
to. I missed them.
London New Year's Day 2025, and I'm joined with 3 women in ponchos because they've understood the assignment. I've got Erica, Matty and Jessica. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year, thank you.
How you feeling, Matty?
Good. A little cold. Cold and wet.
And a little bit cold and wet. Jessica, who are you here to see? We know that you're here to see someone.
Our daughter, Shay Haynes, she's with Riverview High School Kilty Band.
Wow.
Yeah.
Do you know what? As a parent, I've got to give you massive props for this because standing in this beautiful liquid sunshine, well equipped. Is it going well so far? You're happy it started?
Yes. We're having a blast. Yeah.
Good,
Excited to be here.
Excellent. Well, I suppose, can you give a sort of Floridian Happy New Year to the crowds?
Yeah. On 3, 1, 2, 3. Happy New Year!
Hey, thank you, Joe. Thank you, Schwazi, and thank you, the parents for the Riverview kids there. Yeah, it probably is a bit cold for them because they come from Sarasota, Florida, but they don't have long to wait before they'll see
They're
the
handling it.
Yeah,
They're
yeah.
handling it well, and they've still got the smiles on their faces, and that's really what we care about today. We want to bring a smile to every face.
Yeah, now we can see the Sri Mukherjee, and they're making that turn now from
Yes,
Trafalgar
they
Square
are.
down into Whitehall.
And look at that incredible float behind them. My goodness.
Really is.
God, it's beautiful. And this is what they care about. You know, it's all about the arts. It's all about music and painting and sculpture and dance and the written word, which is just something that I really, really love about them. And we're so excited to have them representing their temple here in London.
We are very, very excited to have them. They are terrific performers, and I'm looking forward to hearing them.
Oh, yeah.
The Shenandoah Band as well, that we saw a little bit earlier, they're reaching the end of Piccadilly now, and they'll be making that turn into Lower Regent Street, coming down, and gradually winding their way through the route to join us here, probably in around about 20-25 minutes now, I would think.
Oh, absolutely. And we've got so many wonderful performers that we're going to have directly behind us, you know, as they finish their route. That's what's directly behind us. But all of these bands are playing for, is it a couple of kilometers? They're playing the entire
Yeah, the
route.
entire route is just over 2 kilometres. Well, actually, it's considerably more. It's about 2.5 kilometres. But of course, they have to meander quite a long way
Yes.
from the assembly area up to Piccadilly along Berkeley Street before they actually get to perform. So they're actually covering a lot more distance than simply the parade route distance.
They're going to be beautifully tired at the end of today in the very best way. And look at those crowds. I mean, despite the weather, people have come out in London to say happy 2025. And that's what we are saying to everyone outside, all of our performers and everyone watching all around the world, right, Bob? I mean, this is out everywhere.
Yeah, I think this is going to pretty much every country in the world. Obviously, specifically, we are pushing this out to the United States of America right now, but it is going so many other places. Well, of course, it's being streamed on the London Parade website as well, and that's going to be getting quite a few hundreds of thousands of viewers as well.
No question, no
so
question.
It's a hugely popular event, an event that's really, really looked forward to by so many people all around the world every single year.
Well, London is such an incredibly international city, and I know that there are other international cities around the world, but really none more so than London. So this is just such a perfect representation of the world celebrating a brand new year in 2025.
Absolutely, and you know, I think Schwazi's probably got something to say to us again. I don't know who she's managed to find up there.
She does.
Oh, she's with Miss Christmas, our wonderful old friend Miss Christmas,
fantastic.
Donna Maria, and with the Mini Mokes, that great old British vehicle based on the Alex Isigonis's Mini.
That's
from
right.
The 1960s.
That's right.
So let's go and see Joe and Schwazi if we can. If not, we can just enjoy looking. There we are.
Don't rain on the rain. Miss Jimmy and the pal. I see you, my love. I'm so glad to be here. And I've been here since year one. And you think I'm going to miss this with a bit of rain? No way. This is still magical.
Schwazi, hang on. Can I say hello to Miss Christmas? There's such a loving going on there.
So we're going to sing a song. Don't rain on this parade. Right? 1, 2, 3. Don't rain on our parade.
Well, do you know what? I couldn't do that justice. But look, Miss Christmas, you're amazing. I love you. We all love you. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year, and it's still the best parade in the world. Hey!
Happy New Year.
You know what? Donna Maria, Miss Christmas, has taken part in every single parade since 1987. She hasn't missed a beat. But the funniest thing was, in the first parade, 1987, we didn't know who she was. She just turned up in the assembly area with her group of Christmas children and her float and what on earth is going on here, Donna Maria, Miss Christmas, as we know her now. As we know her now. And she said, oh, I just heard that this was happening. It seemed like such a wonderful idea. I thought I'd come and join you. I said, it's quite a good idea to let us know that you're going to show up. But never mind, you're here now. Let's have you.
You know, I like a bit of self-casting. Fantastic. But she does every
terrific.
year. She does have
terrific.
such spirit, doesn't she?
She certainly
and she
does.
comes through with truly that feeling of the holidays, because this is, you know, we're still in, we're not quite at 12th night just yet. This is still part of Christmas, technically. And she certainly brings that element to the beautiful streets of London.
Now we're seeing lots of wonderful marching bands and other groups making their way down from Trafalgar Square around that corner into Whitehall there, and they should be reaching us fairly soon down here in the performance arena, and we'll be able to give you some more music and possibly some dance as well coming up before long.
And the crowds are still growing, Bob.
The crowds are growing. Well, that's probably because the rain's slowing down quite a lot.
That's true too.
But,
and some people might have wanted to sleep in a little bit on New Year's morning, and now they're coming out.
That would always be a nice thing to be able to do. Can't remember when I last did that, to tell you the truth. It's probably 40 years ago. Anyway, now we're now getting a glimpse of a lovely band from Mexico that's forming part of the Carnaval de Pueblo first presentation in our parade today, and they're making that turn up there. You can see the statue of Eros in the background there.
That's right.
And all those electronic billboards of Piccadilly Circus. Piccadilly Circus, of course, being in the absolute heart of the entertainment district of London. All the theatres up Shaftesbury Avenue, lining Shaftesbury Avenue, off behind us, off behind the band there in the distance.
Absolutely, the heart of the West End, and of course Piccadilly Circus is so iconic. I think it is recognized by people who live all over the world. You see it and you know it, and it's an exciting place to be. Piccadilly Circus.
Absolutely,
it has a real energy of its own.
Oh, there's a heck of a buzz to it down there, and you just saw a glimpse of some of the dancers that are behind that band, following on from that band. The interesting thing about that Mexican band, incidentally, is that they have violins at the head of them. I've never seen a marching band that has violins in it.
No.
And of course, that's great when you come from temperatures of 30 or 40 degrees centigrade,
yes, when you're used to
with
the
very little
sunshine.
rain, but then you come over here, it's probably not quite the best thing. Anyway, I saw they had suitable cover for them, so that's great.
Well, and that does bear mentioning, because of course we have so many precious instruments out on the course today, as well as our precious performers.
Exactly.
And
so.
they will all be taking extreme care of their instruments and making sure that, you know, they're able to go home with their instruments in just as good nick as they arrived here in London.
Well, we got a very quick glimpse there of the one of the borough entries, the one from Westminster, which is all about sustainability. But when we see more of them, I will tell you more about them in a while. Now we're looking at Shenandoah University from Winchester, Virginia. As you said earlier, Daisy, a very, very new group. University's only, the band has only been in existence for 4 years.
Yeah,
so
3 or 4 years, really
this
young.
This is quite an achievement to get out here. You see the band front, or the flag girls there out front, and a rather impressive looking band coming on behind them.
And given their age, there will possibly be some kids that have been in this from the inception. And my guessing is that when they first auditioned for the band, they never thought, in a couple of years, I'll be in London.
Exactly
you know,
so.
I mean, fantastic. And
we got a very, very quick glimpse there. Sorry to interrupt you, Daisy, but we saw the Lord Mayor of Westminster, Councillor Robert Rigby, who's just joined the grandstands there. And in fact, all of the mayors are now making their way into their onto their grandstand seats to watch the whole parade, and their boroughs come through and their borough entries come through in the procession.
Indeed, well, you see them filing in right now. And it's always nice for them to be able to get together and you know, meet each other and talk about the different boroughs. There's an element of community, certainly. There's an element of competition, certainly. And it's all for such a wonderful cause. It just does make you feel warm and fuzzy on the inside.
Yeah, well, the London Mayors Association, as I said earlier, is the glue that holds all this together, and that's our prime patron, or one of our senior patrons of the event, led by Steve Summers, the London Mayors Association. And he, of course, was in the third carriage that we saw earlier, that carriage that came through earlier in the procession. Shenandoah have now made their way down to the turn at Waterloo Place, which is right by London's Sofitel Hotel, turning left into Oxbow Street and making their way on into Trafalgar Square.
And this is also a good example of, you can see it's not just the musicians of the marching band. We've got flag bearers, we have cheerleaders. This is a whole marching band and cheer team, and they really work in concert, meaning concert in every definition of the word, with each other, you know, and it is a team effort. And I know that one of them had said, the roar of the crowd as we walk the parade route, I'm going to be like, hey Mom, I'm on TV. And indeed they are, all over the United States and all around the world. Welcome to London, Shenandoah. Oh, Bob, I can hear a bass drum.
I can hear the sound of bass drums behind me, and I can also hear the skirl of the pipes. So who do you think we got coming into the arena
we've got our Sri Muktajaveen Swami Bappa Pipe Band. Did I say that right?
I think you did.
I think I did.
Yes, yeah, I wouldn't say that I could do it any better anyway.
I definitely practiced.
But here they come. Look, shall we just listen to them, because they are fantastic.
Enjoy.
So there we have the Sri Muktajaveen Swami Bappa Pipe Band, making, I don't know how many appearances they've made in this parade, but every time they are real crowd pleasers. And
they're a band you want to lose count of. You want them here every year.
I honestly, truthfully do. They are absolutely fantastic.
Well, and all of the, indeed, you know, look at all of these beautiful, vibrant colors. They are truly bringing some rays of sunshine to these wet streets, aren't they?
They certainly are. And the interesting thing is they're comprised entirely of volunteers, professionals, scientists, engineers, and students. And they are one of 5 sister bands around the world playing a repertoire of, well, the traditional bagpipes that we just heard, as well as classic and contemporary Indian music. But today, they've given us the British.
They have indeed. And you can catch them, of course, in the USA, in Canada, in India, in Africa. They are an international group, as you say, Bob. And we are lucky to have them again.
Now, before too long, we're going to be seeing the first of the London boroughs come through the performance arena down here, the London Borough of Sutton. In fact, there they are.
There it is.
Just making their way into the arena. Their entry this year is called Sutton Pushes the Boat Out. Do we know anything much about it, Daisy?
Well, we do. We know a little bit about Sutton. I mean, it's home to historic Nonsuch Park, and it blends city and green living perfectly. There's a really great balance. And Sutton means, of course, South Village, and was one of the London boroughs recorded in the Domesday Book, which really does make it ancient and fantastic. And we're so happy to have them here. And as they push their boat out, who knows what lies beneath that still surface? That's what they've told us.
And of course, they were the champions last year. They came first. They won first prize and £15,000 for their charities, and headed up. This float is always headed up, created by the wonderful Christine Lindsay, who I'm told this year is appearing as a mermaid. So if you see a mermaid on that float, that's going to be Christine Lindsay, who, for her work for the charities in Sutton that she promotes, has been awarded an MBE, a member of the British Empire.
And rightly so.
And quite rightly so. She works phenomenally, phenomenally hard, and always produces a really entertaining and fabulous float for Sutton.
The crowd will see as the boat floats smoothly above the waterline, those mermaids, and indeed Neptune himself will come out and watch. So we look forward to seeing him, don't we? I wonder if he'll have his trident with him.
Well, I think once we see the float, we might well see Neptune.
Indeed.
You never know your luck.
Fingers crossed, Bob.
Here
Fingers
we go.
crossed.
Watch
I live in hope.
watch out for that mermaid, and of course King Neptune. Well, there she is. I can see her, second from the left, just passing out of picture now.
And
that
look
was
at
Christine Lindsay.
That boat is rocking as it rides on the ocean waves. And again, you know, these floats get bigger and better and more sophisticated every single year. It's a New Year's Day party on top of that float, Bob.
I think they're having fun. I don't think they've been daunted by the weather at all. In fact, nobody should be daunted by the weather now, because it's pretty much... Stop raining. Shh, don't say it too loud.
Oh, no, we won't. It's just between you and me. You can see some other fantasy creatures on their float. They've got a giant duck. They've got Mickey and Minnie Mouse on a summer trip out.
Now, before too long...
It does look like they've got a bit of summer, doesn't it? On New Year's Day, they've got a bit of summer.
They look pretty cheerful, I must say. And, well, of course, they'll be hoping they can emulate their success of last year. And, you know, let's hope they do. But let's hope they all win.
Well, they do all win. They do. Well, I must say, I do have a soft spot in my heart for the borough and city of Westminster, as that is where my roots are here in this beautiful city. So I'm a little bit biased, I must say, Bob. I can't help myself.
Well, of course, we all owe a debt of gratitude to the city of Westminster, because they let us come into their borough every year in the heart of London and perform the parade. And Westminster really is the heart of London. And I must say, we work with the most fabulous team of event supporters in Westminster, event managers in Westminster, who make this thing so easy for us every year to operate this parade, give us fantastic support. Coming into the arena now, here we have them, the Olentangy Liberty High School Marching Band. We greet these by saying, OH!
OH!
I-O.
I-O.
Olentangy Liberty High School Marching Band have been with us on several occasions before, always under the direction of the magnificent Travis Hicks. Here they go. Let's listen to Red Attention.
Straight to Joe and Swazi, or am I tossing to them? Fantastic stuff. Doing the time warp as we head into another year. Happy 2025, everyone.
Really good band there at Antangi Liberty from Powell, Ohio, which is just a few miles outside Columbus, Ohio. Travis Hicks.
Am I right in thinking that they performed virtually also in 2021?
You are absolutely correct. They should have been here in 2021. Of course, nobody could.
Well, they're here in person
and they
now.
did that. So, yeah, they performed along with Molly Hocking. They didn't know it, but they did.
Well, we're so happy to have them here.
Just getting a quick look there at those mini mokes that we saw. Actually, it was last year's parade that we were looking at Swazi and Joe balancing on there. And this year, of course, this year we saw Miss Christmas on there. And there she is, having a wonderful time, as she always does, spreading joy and happiness and laughter. So it's always wonderful to see her.
And you know, with that said, and thinking about them on those mini mokes last year, I am curious as to what Joe and Swazi are up to right now. So, Joe and Swazi, what are you up to?
Go! So, Swazi, we're here with John Lennon.
I'm John Lennon. How are you?
Good. You?
Good.
Very good. How are you enjoying this so far?
Really well. Really well.
Yeah.
It's very fast.
It's very fast. The weather hasn't put you up at all.
30 minutes late though, can't do that. Delayed for our show. It's an hour.
Very quickly, can you tell me who you're representing today?
Sutton.
London Borough of Sutton?
Yep.
Right, well, good luck. You're going to do this. Happy New Year.
Come on, John Legend.
Well, and now coming into view, we have the Riverview Kilty Band from Sarasota in Florida. You might remember a few minutes ago, Joe and Swazi were talking to some parents of this band, and we were telling them that don't worry about being cold, because you're going to see your students, your family very, very soon coming through. Wonderful band, of course. They're kilted, so they will have enjoyed being around the Shri McDojeevan.
Indeed, I wonder how many kilts there are in this parade.
But I've seen this band at home in Sarasota, and they really are quite exceptional. Tamara Lewis is their director, and they are a fabulous, fabulous band. Got a great reputation locally. One of two groups we have actually from Sarasota, Florida, coming this year to the parade. You'll be seeing the other one, Venice, in a few minutes' time. But it's been a terrific effort from these students and from the community of Sarasota in general, because of course they were struck by a phenomenally horrendous hurricane. I mean, we complain about the weather here. Come on, that's nothing. I mean, they were devastated by the
big bad American weather.
Hurricane.
Yeah.
Just a couple of months ago, and yet they're still here on the streets of London to see us. They probably didn't much like the weather, mind, but never mind.
They're still here, and despite their kilts, their teams are called the Sharks. We're so happy to have them here, and they have a really impressive crest at Riverview High School that stresses all of their core values of success: learning, unity, loyalty, and integrity. And that's what these kids are being taught, being instilled with, and that's what they're bringing to London today as well as they kick off 2025. Happy New Year, everybody.
Well, it's going to be a little while before we see them down here in the performance arena, but they're thrilling the crowd. I know that. Up there as they make that turn from Lower Regent Street into Cockspur Street and Waterloo Place.
Now, Bob, as these bands and these acts are waiting to get on the route, because they are waiting to get on the route, what must that feel like, that anticipation?
Well, I think it's pretty incredible. I think they're a little bit daunted at times. I mean, I've spoken to a few of the kids, and, you know, you see they don't normally perform to crowds of this sort of size. And so they're a little bit of trepidation. But, you know, as soon as they get out there and they feel the warmth of the crowd, if not the temperature. The warmth is coming from the crowd.
Oh, yeah.
And the fact that they just want to see them. They want to see them perform. They want to enjoy them. They want to give them a really warm welcome to our city. As soon as that happens, then they're relaxed.
Well,
and they play really well.
Certainly a symbiotic relationship between the crowd and the bands, aren't there? They want the crowd to be so happy, and the crowd wants them to be so happy. And the end result is just so much happiness being shared in the streets along the route today in London and each New Year's Day.
Now I think we're getting a glimpse of, I think that's probably Camden Borough's entry, which are going to be some majorettes in multiple colours, glittery colours and so on. Obviously it's very difficult for them to perform as they come along the parade route, but once they get down here and get themselves into some sort of semblance of order, they're going to be putting on a pretty good show, I'm sure of that.
Did you know that there's 150 million books in Camden?
I had absolutely no idea. Is that because the British Library's there?
That's right.
There you go.
625 kilometers or kilometers, depending on, you know, how you pronounce it, of shelves. 650. Can you believe that?
Actually, there's a huge amount of history in the London Borough of Camden. Of course, British Museum's in the London Borough of Camden, so that's quite a landmark.
Something else interesting about Camden? The first bouncy castle. That's right.
Well, I don't suppose they'll be too bouncy about that.
Well, but we've all been to children's birthday parties. We've all seen them. Who knew that they started indeed in Camden? Also the home of punk rock. Gave us J.B. Priestley, Mary Shelley, George Bernard Shaw, Charles Dickens, John Keats.
Well, there
Rich
we go.
history.
I mean, and you know, Westminster claims, you know, the heart of the theatre district and so on, but actually there's a good number of London West End theatres that are actually situated in the London Borough of Camden.
Absolutely. And such a fun place to spend an afternoon. If you're not from Camden, it's a great place to go and just spend some time.
Well, it's lovely up there at Camden Lock.
Oh,
and,
yes.
With the performance venues and there's some great restaurants up there too. Now we're seeing the Motor Stunts International people who have been regular features in our parade for a good number of years. It's going to be very interesting to see how many stunts they can do. It looks like they're going to be able to do their stunts this year. We were a bit concerned when the roads were very, very wet and greasy a little earlier, but it looks like they're going to be absolutely fine and able to pull off their stunts.
Oh yes, they will light the streets on fire, so to speak. And as you say, they've been here before, and we've enjoyed them so much, and the crowd always enjoys that, don't they? They hear the roar of the engine, and they know something really exciting is coming around the bend.
Absolutely. So we just saw there some young people meandering around the streets there as part of the parade with ponchos on, waterproof ponchos, and we've seen several groups of them actually come through so far. And these are the poor young people who were going to be handling our giant helium-filled balloons,
That's right.
character balloons that unfortunately the one casualty of the parade and of the weather this year was those balloons. But we said to the kids who were going to handle it, come on, you know, you've been part of, you were going to be part of the parade, carry on being part of the parade.
That's right, be part of the parade.
Give the crowd a wave, because you know what they've been doing whilst they've been in London for the last 4 or 5 days. They've been giving concerts in some of the more iconic, or most iconic venues we have in London.
Beautiful
Duggan
venues.
Hall and St John Smith Square and so on.
Yes,
and,
Sloane Square.
I've managed to get to 1 or 2 of them this year, and they have been absolutely splendid. There's been some wonderful, wonderful music and dance.
Oh, and we welcome them to London. We really do. And actually, I'd like to know what Joe and Swazi are doing right now. So, Joe and Swazi, what's going on?
We need these vines. You brought us the sunshine, councillor. You brought the sunshine. How are you?
We're fine, thanks. And you?
Yeah, good, thank you.
Can I just jump in and say how spectacular you're looking?
I know, look.
We're the Domino's team.
Oh,
We're trying to get it established as a sport.
yeah, nice. My granddad would do very well in that sport.
And that's our queen over there.
Okay.
And that's our king.
Love it.
You know, we're all taking part today, you know, the weather. Yeah. Come out.
And now, how are you enjoying yourself so far?
It's like carnival.
Okay. Fantastic. Well, good luck, and thank you, and Happy New Year.
Happy New Year! Happy New Year, Queen!
Happy New Year! Happy New Year!
Happy New Year, King!
Love, peace, prosperity, no more war. Everybody in love. It's all about us. Happy 2025.
Right, we're going to let them get on, isn't it?
I know!
Happy New Year, guys!
Sorry,
Let's go!
let's go! Now engulfed in feathers, Swazi.
Joe and Schwazi, you want to watch out with those feathers, Joe, I think. Otherwise, you might get a bit caught up in future. Look, I'm just seeing here, where are they now? They're up at, they're making that turn down into Whitehall. This is the first of the London New Year's Day Parade mobile stages, and this has got the wonderful singer on there called Rika. We're going to be hearing a full performance from Rika when she gets down here into the performance area. Meanwhile, she's giving her great musical talents to everybody along the parade route on our mobile stage. So we'll be hearing from her before too long.
Pretty much every kind of music you can think of is represented today. Between the bands, the acts, as you say, the mobile stage working its way down. We've just got everything, which is a great representation of London, because London does have everything.
That's getting a glimpse here of Jefferson High School Band, a band from Georgia, making their first appearance in London's New Year's Day Parade. They are currently somewhere in Piccadilly, I think, by the looks of things, and therefore they'll be with us here giving their performance. So probably it's going to be a good half an hour before we actually hear them perform down here. Well, no, they're not in Piccadilly. They're in Waterloo Place. Coming around that corner. So
I tried to look up how many Jefferson High Schools there were in the United States, Bob. And you know what? AI couldn't handle it. Couldn't handle it.
I assume that's because there's too many.
There are so many, and this one is the best. And you know why? Because they're here, and they had the smarts to make it over to London, and we're so happy they did. As did Venice High School Marching Band from Venice, Florida. Not Venice, California, by the way.
No, Venice,
Not
California.
my neighbors down the street, but indeed from the other side of the country.
Just down the road from Sarasota, where those Riverview Kilties come from.
And boy, do they take their music seriously there. Let me tell you what, they have a wind ensemble, a symphonic band, a concert band, a jazz band, a percussion ensemble, and of course, the marching Indians that you see now. There's much excitement on all of their social media. I was looking, and it was just lots of exclamation points everywhere, Bob, I can tell you. And again, making those precision turns, which is not an easy thing to do when you're holding a tuba or a sousaphone or something like that.
It's really difficult. And of course, the other thing about this is these marching bands, what they do all of the time in the United States is they perform for the football team.
That's right.
Well, the
halftime
American
shows.
Football team, not proper football, the American football stuff. And
not soccer.
The precision and intricacy of what they do. I mean, how they not just march and play, that always amazes me, but actually march in patterns and form all sorts of letters and shapes and forms on the field.
And often intersecting without somehow knocking each other over.
It's quite incredible. And they do it for 10 minutes. So it's amazing. And they have to learn, the universities learn a routine every match, every game.
That's right. That's right. They give a different halftime show for every single game. A lot of our American viewers will be more than familiar with this.
Absolutely.
But I say to those viewers, can you imagine coming over to London and getting to do this, knowing that your family back home is watching on television, and maybe your mom and dad are in the crowd waiting for you to come around some turn so that they can wave at you with so much pride. Just wonderful.
We're getting a little bit of a glimpse here of the well, actually, just behind there we saw the Donkey Breed Society. They're always extremely popular. This is the Westminster, the City of Westminster's entry in the borough competition this year. A float based all around sustainability. Have they told us anything? Oh, out there as well is their Lord Mayor, who has gone to greet them, but I'll say thank you very much indeed.
And as you were saying, the City of Westminster, really known as sort of the heart of London, boasting over 11,000 buildings of interest. That's not 11,000 buildings, 11,000 buildings of interest, of historical interest and cultural interest. And you really can't take a step without finding something historically interesting in Westminster.
And now we're seeing the Shenandoah University, and they're just waiting to come on into the arena, hot on the heels of the City of Westminster entry. Waiting patiently to come in.
This has got to be an exciting moment for them. They know that it's all about to go down in the best way.
And they might be a bit damp, but they look pretty happy to me. Shenandoah University students.
Oh, do you hear that, Bob?
I
Fantastic
do.
As the City of Westminster drives past us, and Shenandoah gets ready.
And Shenandoah starts to come in. Now, as I said earlier about Shenandoah, they're really interesting because they have a rock band, a big band with them, as well as their marching band. So what's going to happen is when they come into the arena here, in just a couple of seconds' time, you're going to see them come in, and the marching band is going to form up in front of the grandstands here. And behind that is going to come in the
rock band.
The rock band, and they're all going to play together. They're just looking for the center point as they march in now. And once they reach the center point, they're going to turn, face the grandstands, and with their rock band behind them, give a terrific performance.
And I can certainly hear the crowd in the grandstands cheering, and the people on the streets cheering in the anticipation of another great performance here at the London New Year's Day Parade.
So let's just listen to them for a while. What are they going to be playing for us?
They're going to be playing a variety of things. Let's see. We're going to get...
Well, we're getting 25 or 6 to 4 from the rock band.
Yes, and we're getting Night in Tunisia. We're getting Mercy, Mercy, Mercy. It's going to be great.
Hello, can you hear me, Wes?
And that will be their fight song, Bob. That will be their fight song.
It is indeed their fight song. Well, they were terrific, don't you think? And,
Fantastic.
The novelty of having their big band, their rock band behind them to to boost their sound. Not that they needed much boosting, in my opinion, but that was absolutely terrific.
Oh yes, we could feel the excitement right in here. I'd like to hear him play again.
So would I.
Oh, and this fills my heart. The Donkey Breed Society.
Always love to see them. Yeah.
Wonderful charity since 1970, dedicated to the education and preventing the cruelty to these wonderful creatures and just improving their lives and improving the lives of so many people that go down and get to spend time with the donkeys and learn a little bit about them. They also teach people how to take care of their own donkeys should they have some. And I think donkeys are very beloved in this country, aren't they, Bob? I mean, they're part of a British tradition in many ways, seaside tradition.
They really are, and I think one thing we really have to point out, actually, is terribly, terribly important. These donkeys are loved. I mean,
these are happy donkeys.
They're very, very happy donkeys, but they weren't at one time, and this is the whole point. Some people might think it's not a good thing to put donkeys on display like that, but these donkeys love it. They have been nurtured, they have been taken from being really, really badly treated and looked after so well now, and here they are with the Donkey Breed Society.
And here they are, and it's good to spread the word. They want every donkey to have a good life and to be treated just with love and care.
And look who we've got coming fairly soon to see us. We're going to have some cheerleaders, the Varsity Spirits cheerleaders.
It wouldn't be a London New Year's Day parade without some cheerleaders.
It absolutely would not. But before we get them, we are going to hear from the group from Carnaval del Pueblo.
I look forward to this every year.
Latin Americans. Well, they should be playing as they go through the arena here. But anyway, we're still looking at those cheerleaders, anxious to come and join us and give their keynote performances to us. And I think the first group is going to be playing to Don't Stop Me Now by Queen. But anyway, before we get to that, what on earth are Joe and Schwazi up to now? I mean, it gets more and more bizarre by the moment every time we see them. Joe and Schwazi, what are you doing?
Now, this is like a childhood dream, Swazi.
Yeah.
I'm here with the Hamleys Ringmaster.
Hello.
Hello.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year. Happy New Year to you all.
I mean, there's lots of kiddies along the road here that are just so excited to see you.
Hello.
What's the atmosphere like today?
Absolutely fantastic. It's a little damp, but that has not dampened our spirits. No, it's fantastic.
It is wonderful. I have to say, I'm loving it. There's bubbles flying around.
Yeah, I know.
They're the most amazing costumes.
This is what we bring. This is what Hamleys brings.
Yeah.
The energy.
Well, we love having Hamleys.
We do.
Thank you so much, and Happy New Year.
Happy New Year,
Happy New Year to you both.
Again.
Fantastic. Thank you, guys.
Thank you very much indeed. Sounds like you're having fun up there. Anyway, it's really good to hear. We're just about to look at the Royal, of course, now Royal Borough of Greenwich, with their entry into the parade this year, which is called Community and Cultural Procession. And they are fronted up there by their mayor and mayoress, who are very proud to be leading through the entry from the Royal Borough of Greenwich.
Indeed, and for the Americans watching, if you're thinking, does that have anything to do with Greenwich Mean Time? Yes, it does.
It most certainly does.
That is where Greenwich Mean Time comes from. Also, the first golf club in England. Now, not in the British Isles, but in England is from Greenwich, and the first railway in London from 1836 was from Greenwich to London. And also a lovely place to go and spend a day. Just beautiful out there.
It is, especially in good weather, dare I say it. But yeah, no, it's a lovely place, Greenwich.
It is, a historic gem, you might say.
A very colourful entry too. Must represent all of the communities that live in Greenwich, I would think.
Well, and that's the thing about London. It is an incredibly international city. I don't think there's one borough that doesn't have the world in it. And that is something to be incredibly proud of. When you come here, you really are a citizen of the world. And it is something to be a part of, truly.
Well, they say that they're celebrating the spirit of Royal Greenwich, and they certainly are, because they're blending the past and present with a spectacular, and they did spectacular, display of unity, heritage, and generosity.
And look at that artistry, too, may I say.
Absolutely.
Look at that.
Well, we've got some Dole drummers in there. We're getting more Dole drummers later on from Dole Drummers UK, but terrific. Oh, and there's our donkeys again. I hope they're enjoying themselves.
I hope there's a bunch of treats for them at the end of this route. I'm sure that there are. But such a crowd pleaser, aren't they?
They really, really are. Okay, well, oh, now we're, I'm trying to see if they have departed us and they're still enjoying themselves. That's Greenwich still.
Going past, of course, iconic Big Ben that we just saw in the background.
They're making their way into Parliament Square, going around Parliament Square to the place where the parade is all over.
And that's something else that bears mentioning. When you finish this parade, when you get to the end of the route, and Big Ben is there to welcome you.
That's quite something as well.
It really is.
And also, of course, in Parliament Square, they're all greeted by the statue of Sir Winston Churchill. And one of our senior patrons of the parade is actually the great-grandson of Sir Winston Churchill.
That's right.
Duncan Sands. And when he is offering invitations to groups to come here, he always says, look out for my great-grandfather giving you a wry smile if you come off the parade route. Anyway, we're going to listen to another band now.
Stuff there from Odessa High School Marching Band, the Ducks.
The Ducks, all the way from Delaware. And under the direction of a very good friend of the parade, Brian Endline, who brought Middletown High School for several years running to the parade. This is his new school, and looks like a terrific group again, just like it was at Middletown.
Well, and this is the trend, isn't it, Bob? Once one of these directors comes and enjoys this parade and sees what it does for the kids, as well as for the program, how can you not want to bring every program that you're affiliated with and associated with?
Exactly, and there they go. They've got that lovely iconic shot of finishing underneath the Elizabeth Tower of the Houses of Parliament, the Palace of Westminster. But coming into the arena now, we do have a bit of a treat. We were talking earlier about our wonderful soundstage with Rika on it, and I said that she'd be with us before too long to give a keynote performance. And she'll be doing that very, very shortly with a very special introduction, I think. But we're having a quick look up the parade route now. It's really down there. So now we've got a very, very special person who is going to introduce our next great guest, singing guest, Diane Warren.
Hi everyone, I'm Diane Warren, and I'm so thrilled to be part of the 39th annual London's New Year's Day Parade, the greatest parade in the greatest city in the world. I'm excited to introduce the incredibly talented Rika, performing my song Exotic, her new single for the new year. What better way to start 2025 than with music that unites us and spreads joy? Wishing everyone a happy new year filled with peace, love, and hope for Britain and the world.
I still miss you, babe, and I don't wanna miss a thing. don't wanna close my eyes. I don't wanna fall asleep. I'll miss you, babe, and I don't wanna miss a thing.
Rika there, you can hear the crowd responding to her. She has got an amazing voice, and I think we're going to be speaking to her a little bit later on in the show. But she has certainly brought it to the streets of London today. Happy 2025, everybody. And thank you to Diane Warren also.
Yeah, it was lovely to hear. And you know, thank you, Diane Warren, for saying the greatest event in the greatest city in the world.
She couldn't be more
right.
Listen, she's an intelligent woman. And I was lucky enough to work with her quite a few years ago on, guess where? PBS. So thank you, PBS. And thank you, Diane Warren.
Quick look there at a band that's going to be really entertaining for us a little bit later on. That's the Hardin Simmons, world famous Hardin Simmons cowboy band from the United States of America.
Can't wait for that.
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, look at that. Oh, they've brought their 10-gallon hats with them up from across the Atlantic. Joe and Swazi, what's going on down on the street?
And now we're on the top of a bus.
I'm just bouncing all over the place.
I know.
As though today wasn't surreal enough, we've now got dancing astronauts on the bus, central London, a little bit of liquid sunshine.
It's amazing. If you actually look up there, it's such a good view. Everyone around, if you wave, they wave back. Yay!
Yay! Happy New Year!
Happy New Year, everyone!
I don't know any child or adult that doesn't love Hamleys. The Joy Emporium is what it used to be called.
Did it? You know, I didn't know that, but I know that it's probably the greatest toy shop in the world.
In the world. Well,
yeah,
when it first opened, it was called Noah's Ark in 1760. How sweet is that? And then in 1837, it was known as the Joy Emporium, and it was later that it became Hamleys, but it is internationally loved.
Well, I am delighted that we have an association with Hamleys. I really am, because we can now send everybody to Hamleys.
That's right.
Both to warm up and to buy some more presents.
That's right. Did you know you can do an overnight at Hamleys?
You know, I think I had heard that, because I think it was a prize in a competition.
Life goals, Bob. Life goals.
There you go. So there goes the Hamleys bus, and I'd like to thank Hamleys for their support of the parade this year. It's been terrific having them on board.
Truly a joyful place to walk in. You can't walk past it without getting a smile on your face, even, can you?
Hamleys, of course, located on Regent Street. So here we are back at the start of the parade.
And the Ritz of London.
And the Ritz Hotel of London, one of London's, well, most historic, greatest hotels, really.
Shout out to my best friend's father, who used to be the general manager of the Ritz Hotel.
And who is that?
Michael Duffel, and I was so happy to be able to go there for quite a few lunches and things when I was a teenager because of that association, and I always have a soft spot in my heart. And when my father would sing Nightingale Sang in Berkeley Square, he'd talk about angels dining at the Ritz, and I would always think of that and how lucky I was to be there too.
Well, it's a very, very lovely hotel, and it forms a wonderful landmark for the start of the parade. These look like all the Queen's horses, but now we're getting something rather special.
Really special.
Joji Hirota and the London Taiko Drummers. Let's listen to them. Have we actually got a camera?
fantastic. I'll tell you, you know, when they are playing, they are moved sometimes to just exclaim, and they will exclaim, you know, "Hup," and "sa," just when the spirit takes them. And it was hard for me to keep quiet during that, Bob. That was really, really exciting. I saw them rehearsing earlier. You can feel it in your heart. It is thrilling.
Yeah, they were pretty good, weren't they? And I'm very, very pleased to say that before too long, we're going to have Joji join us here in the studio, alongside the Lord Mayor of Westminster, who was the guy who suggested to us that we should have some taiko drummers in the event this year. But anyway, before we get to that, we're going to have another wonderful band come in. It's the one that we saw a little while ago. This is the Ocean Springs band we're looking at here. I mean, when they come, that's going to be a real treat. But before we get to that, a fabulous, fabulous treat we are going to have now with those wonderful kilties that come all the way from Sarasota, Florida. Here
there they are.
Yep.
In their kilts, looking right at home here in the UK.
Yeah, their fame of this band spreads far and wide, right through the United States of America. And as I said earlier, it's quite a fantastic thing that they've been able to join us here today, because their whole community was devastated by a shocking hurricane just a couple of months ago.
It shows their community spirit and their determination to make it over here in one piece.
They weren't going to miss out on this. So
well done and
let's give them a listen. Let's give a listen to the Riverview High School Marching Band under the direction of the wonderful Tamara Lewis. Well done, Riverview High School Marching Band. And well done getting over here. After
everything they've been through, it does fill the heart, doesn't it, to see these kids. And these are kids, look at them, you know, really wonderful stuff. Congratulations and Happy New Year to them. They do look
as if they've had a fabulous time, don't they?
They really do.
They really do. Anyway, we are going to have in the arena shortly, we're going to be seeing those moto stunts guys, aren't we?
Oh, yeah, that's right.
That's going to be slightly terrifying, and the London Borough of Camden will be coming through as well, that we were talking about earlier.
Indeed.
But in the meantime, we are going to have a studio guest with us, a very important studio guest, because we're going to have the first citizen of the city of Westminster, and the person really who either lets this event happen every year or doesn't. So he's pretty important as far as we're concerned.
There, by the grace of him, go we.
And he had a very close association with the taiko drummers.
That's right.
And was pretty much instrumental in ensuring that we did have some Japanese taiko drummers come in. And I suspect we're also going to be joined by Joji Arota of the taiko drummers as soon as he's dried off, because it's still a bit damp out there. As soon as he's dried off after that terrific
Yes,
drumming,
you could actually see a bit of the rain bouncing off of the drums, couldn't you? And when they were slamming those
actually,
drums.
it was quite a good effect, in fairness, but I don't suppose that's what they wanted, to tell you the truth. So anyway, you're only going to hear it for the time being. But I would like to introduce you to the Lord Mayor, Robert Rigby. And I'd like to ask you, Lord Mayor, well, are you enjoying the parade so far, despite the weather?
Well, thank you, Bob. Yes, I am like a drained rat. I have been on the parade, but luckily I was in a carriage. But nevertheless, look, it's a great event. It's a yearly event, as we know, and it brings so much joy and happiness to the streets of London, despite the typical British weather.
Yeah. Of course, this isn't, although you're the Lord Mayor this year for 1 year, you have actually taken part in the parade on a number of occasions before, haven't you?
I have indeed, yes. I was pounding the streets of this great city some years ago as part of a members' parade. But no, I mean, this year is extra special for me, Bob, as you rightly say. I'm very honoured and privileged to be the Lord Mayor of this wonderful city of Westminster. And you're very kind in telling everyone that it's down to me that this parade takes place. I'd like to say that is, but actually it's not.
Just go with it.
I'm just a figurehead, but it's a great figurehead, and it's wonderful to have so many visitors and to see so much joy on the streets of London. I mean, this is become a historic event now. I think it's since 1987,
yes,
so it's fantastic.
This is our 39th year, and it's really become a tradition. And I do hope you'll come next year for our 40th party. You'll certainly be invited.
Well, absolutely. Obviously, I won't be in my regalia as the first citizen, but I will certainly love to come, Bob. Yeah, absolutely.
So why is it then that that you were so interested in making sure that we had some Japanese participation this year?
Well, I'm delighted that actually you listened to me, Bob. And absolutely, Japan resonates with me for a number of reasons. Firstly, the good Lady Mayoress, my wife, is Japanese. She's actually the first Lady Mayoress to hold that position, which is wonderful. And also for us here in the UK, Japan is a special year for us, because earlier in the year we had the Emperor and Empress of Japan visiting. So I thought, riding on the back of that, we should have a Japanese connection. And I'm delighted that we had an element there of the taiko drummers.
So have you spoken to Joji this year?
I haven't spoken to Joji, but I'd be delighted to meet him as and when he gets dried out.
Well, I think we're probably not going to be able to get him into here now, into the studio, to have a chat, but I'm sure you'll have a chat with him later on.
I hope so.
Hopefully find out that he enjoyed it, because I tell you what, the crowd really, really did like their performance.
They are wonderful. I mean, it's symbolic of Japanese and Japanness, and it's a great show. I mean, obviously we're seeing them in the round outside, but they are an instrumental part of what Japan's all about, and I'm delighted that you were able to invite them, they accepted it, and see hopefully the crowds enjoyed them.
Well, the crowd definitely enjoyed them.
No
you know,
question.
I've just seen Joji get in here. He's still looking a tad on the damp side. But Joji, thank you so much for your performance today.
Happy New Year.
Good to see you, Joji.
The big question, Joji, is, despite the weather, despite everything else, did you enjoy yourself out there today?
Yes.
Do you know what? I think we might just leave it at that. But, you know, if we could promise you better weather next year, would you come back?
If it's better weather.
Well, actually, we can't fulfill the first part of that promise. But it's hopefully such fun and such an enjoyable experience. And let me tell you, we have loved having you. We really have.
Thanks so much.
I mean, I know that you were out the other day you know, promoting the parade with the BBC, with our friends at the BBC. And I thought you did a marvellous job. That was an enchanting performance there. And today, really exciting. So thank you very much, Joe.
No, my pleasure. Thanks so much.
And I think you need to thank the Lord Mayor as well, because he's the one who insisted that we have to.
Hopefully, Bob, it will be a tradition that you can carry through now every year.
We very much want to, because you're a big crowd pleaser. Thank you, Joji Hirota, and thank you very much indeed.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much.
Thank you both. Happy New Year.
Thank you.
Happy New Year to everyone.
Right, back onto the parade route now. What are we looking at here, Daisy?
Well, we've got another marching band, and I'm not sure which one it is. Could that
These guys, they're going to get a big cheer because I know we've got
be? Could be Jefferson High School. Not sure though, Bob. You might be able to recognize the flags there.
It was Riverside.
That was our
Riverside High School. I'm not sure which Riverside. We have two Riverside High Schools.
We do, and
we
by
have
the
one
way,
from Virginia and one from South Carolina.
Along with Jefferson High, I tried to look up Riverside Highs as well, and there are just simply too many in the United States.
Riversides and Riverviews. They're at it.
Here we go.
Here
the
we
moto
go with
stunts.
the motor stunts. What do we know about the moto stunts, people?
Well, they've been around for decades, delighting audiences young and old. They perform all over the world. Of course, here in London, Oman, Jakarta, Bahrain. They do all kinds of stuff, of course, to delight crowds and at parties and things like that. But these are also movie and TV stuntmen, okay? Do not try this at home. These truly are professionals. And you really can hear the roar of the crowd along with the roar of the engines. They always look forward to this because they know they're going to see some stuff. And look at them doing this on these slick London roads. These are brave men.
If I'm honest, it terrifies me. But it is, as you say, always, oh my goodness, listen to that roar.
You can hear it inside the studio, can't you?
I mean, it's tough enough doing it anyway, and doing it backwards, come on.
That's right. And you know, they hold a bunch of prestigious world records, Bob, including jumping over, get this, 118 people, riding through 25 walls of fire, and many more. These are the guys you want when you're on 2 wheels or 4 wheels.
How right you are.
And you can see the crowd waving to them, and they are also engaging with the crowd so beautifully. What a joy to see. What a joy.
And off they go. Here's a terrific marching band that's making its way along. There we go. They're on Whitehall already, so they're going to be with us pretty soon. It's quite difficult identifying our groups today because
it is because they're in their weather
gear. The ponchos
gear
and so on don't make life easy.
They are in their weather
anyway,
gear.
This is the University of Northern Iowa Panther Marching Band from Cedar Falls in Iowa. They've been with us on several occasions in the past. This year they have a new director from the one who came in the past. This year we have with them Justin Mertz is their director. But I'm sure they're going to be putting on performance just as good as they ever have.
No question, and making their school proud. They're the largest organization on campus, this marching band, so I know all of their friends back in the USA will be watching and cheering them on as they do at football games and so much more.
Now, who's running into our arena now? This is the Jefferson High School Marching Band. We've seen them quite a bit along the route. I do like their hats. They're very Christmassy, aren't they?
Yes,
really?
They are. and keeping the old ears
and
warm, which is important.
The uniforms
too.
are very different, so I think it's going to be a pretty good band. We have never had them in London before, but I know that their director, Nick Golding, has a close affiliation with our event.
No question.
He's watched it many years. For many years running, and has wanted to come to it for a long time. So,
and they're all excited. You know, he said this is the biggest thing to happen in our community.
Well, there you go.
In a
now
long
let's
time.
listen to them play. Jefferson High School band there under the direction of Nick Golding, all the way from Jefferson, Georgia.
Yeah, making the crowd feel as cozy as their heads are.
I love the way they decorated some of their instruments as well. Great band, absolutely super fun. And the kids look like they've really enjoyed themselves as well. And the crowd's enjoyed having them here. Anyway, time to go back and find out what craziness.
Is it Joe and Swarzy time?
Joe and Swarzy are up to. Oh, we don't.
We'll go to Joe and Swarzy in a little bit.
I thought we were going to have
getting
them.
into
Somebody
another
told us they were.
position.
Never mind. We're now having a quick look, actually, at the very first band that's come into London's New Year's Day parade from Costa Rica. This must be quite a challenge for them weather-wise, but they do look as if they're enjoying it. This is the Banda Comunal La Fortuna, and they have been making the news throughout London for the week that they've been here.
They certainly
are
have.
a truly fabulous band. And here to see their performance in the parade today, the ambassador of Costa Rica,
That's right.
Rafael Ortiz Fabrega, has come to support them and show how much he is grateful that a band from Costa Rica has come to represent his country.
It certainly shows what a big deal it is, doesn't it? The fact that the ambassador would come all the way to support them and also to be here in London, and it's that handshake between nations, isn't it?
Exactly.
Fantastic.
So. Exactly so. And this band coming down here now, you see, I'm getting shocking in recognition, but we'll get there in a moment. Here we can see the Venice High School marching band from Florida.
Indeed, we can.
Helped out there by the banner and the caption. This is our second band from Sarasota, and they'll be with. Well, they just started the walk down Whitehall. They should be with us in the arena, giving their performance in just a few minutes' time.
And indeed, their socials are also full of emojis and full of exclamation marks saying that not only they, but their boosters have been here also, just enjoying. A lot of these kids have to fundraise in order to come over here. And it truly is a team effort of parents and siblings and friends, as well as these great young musicians and performers. So you can just imagine the thrill.
So they're formed up in the arena
they
now.
They are getting ready for the big moment.
They will be playing in just a moment or two. They've got joint directors at this band, David Wing and Preston Rigel. And they'll be playing Viva la Viva Vida.
There you go.
That was a good performance by Venice, wasn't it?
Wonderful.
Really good. This ain't the sort of weather they're used to.
Listen, they've walked a couple of kilometers by the time they get to this arena. Then they've got the grandstands in front of them, and they've got a crowd behind them. And to be able to walk into this and just perform as they have practiced, as they have rehearsed, but to actually do it. And then again, as they walk out of this arena, they walk into Parliament Square. They're greeted by the Houses of Parliament and Big Ben. Does it get more iconic than that? I don't think so.
And they get that wonderful thumbs up from Sir Winston Churchill on his statue there, just greeting them as they come into Parliament Square. And they'll certainly be getting that. Great job. Great job.
And Bob, you were saying a little bit earlier how Winston Churchill's grandson is a big part of this parade as well. And the two of you go and invite quite a lot of these schools, don't you? And that must be such a thrill.
Yeah, well, I sort of go as the bit part player, and
you are Mr. Parade. 39 years this man has been doing it. Don't believe a word he says.
And
He's Mr. Parade.
our senior patrons, of which we have a number, but at the moment the most active are Duncan Sands, as you say, and Steve Summers from the London Mayors Association, and yeah, they individually go to every single school or group to invite them to come. We're just taking a look here at one of the London Borough entries. This has been a regular winner of our competition, or certainly I think won a prize of some sort in every single London Borough competition. London Borough of Redbridge, right
That's
out there
right.
in the east of London. And, you know, despite the rain, they seem to be having a great time,
They're
really
having a
enjoying
great time.
themselves.
And their theme this year is Redbridge Loves Animals. And you can see in the reflection of all of these costumes that I'm sure have been made with care, you know, by these individuals. Look at that, just braving the weather, waving to the fans, getting all of that love back from the crowd as well. I think, Bob, it's time to go to Swazi. She's down there, and I am eager to see who she's with and what she's doing.
I'd love to see what craziness she's up to.
Swazi.
I'm joined by the winner of all the Queen's horses. I've got Lottie and Lola. Lottie, congratulations. Thank you. How are you feeling? Very good. What was the inspiration behind your outfit today? You guys look gorgeous. All things Queen. Yeah, oh. And today is a very, very sweet day. How's the competition been throughout? So good. So good. Well, Happy New Year. Happy New Year, Lola, as well. What's Lola like? Lovely. Yeah. Lovely Queen. Well, you both look incredible, so congratulations. We'll see you guys very soon. Happy New Year. Happy New Year. Give us a nod, Lot, if you're Happy New Year. She'll give us a nod soon, so.
Thanks ever so much, Swazi. That was fun. We look forward to seeing them down here in a while. Polls in London now coming into our camera shop. Polls in London, big community in London,
big
polls,
community.
and a very talented crowd, and a very big part of the parade. They came in for the first time last year, had such a great time that they asked if they could possibly come back this year, and we said yes, of course, because we loved having you.
Absolutely, and as you say, a big Polish community here in London. A lot of the culture seeping through, you know, from Eastern Europe to Western Europe, and it is a thrill to have them back again.
Most assuredly is. And now, who's this running into our
we've got the
arena
Panthers.
now?
Here we go.
University of Northern Iowa Panther Marching Band under the direction of Dr. Justin Mertz racing into the arena now, anxious to give their keynote performance to the crowd. Again, lots of smiley faces with the kids. They don't mind the weather. That's fine.
Largest organization on campus, over 120 years of delighting fans at football games.
And here they go with Fireball.
with them. They wanted to be
enjoyed that.
part
They
of
certainly
it.
did. And I think that was a great type performance they gave there. That was very, very good
and
indeed.
I do love it when you see a marching band also doing some sort of fun little dance moves. You know, it takes a little bit of the stiffness out of the performance sometimes, and you could tell that these kids couldn't wait to do a little dancing in the arena right behind us.
And look at them, they've had a great time.
Oh,
they really
yes.
have. Oh, this is an interesting one coming down now. They're reaching the bottom of Regent Street St James, just about to make that turn. And before we talk about Normal, that was Normal High School from Illinois, we're going to get a performance from the ever favourites of the crowd, the cheerleaders from Varsity Spirit. And we'll tell you a little bit about them after they have given their performance, which is going to be to a Queen song, I think.
I think it is. Don't stop me now,
That's
Bob.
the one. I won't stop you, Daisy.
I see what I did. States, most of them with better than average, by the way. Cheerleaders are smart. And did you know it's also one of the most dangerous sports in the United States? These kids get thrown in the air like crazy. It is amazing. I'm sure a lot of you have been to basketball games and football games that are watching and seen what they do. But it is more than just, they're more than just pretty faces.
Oh, they are a lot more than just pretty faces.
They are athletes.
They are athletes, and of course it's a contender for entry into the Olympic Games now.
That's right, which will be in Los Angeles, my hometown.
There you go. Which they are trying to get that adopted as a sport for the Olympics. But these are incredibly talented. They're the best of the best, the creme de la creme. They go to summer camp every year, and a very tiny percentage of them are offered the opportunity of performing in the special events that Varsity Spirit take part in, this being the prominent, preeminent one that they do.
Indeed.
And
look
so
at
these are
look
number one. These are the best, and we thoroughly. And you know what? They rehearse just once that routine, just once together. That's all they ever have. They do the rest by tape. So they are very, very talented. Anyway, that was a great show by them. I think we're now looking at the Heroes for Charity.
I think we are.
And that looks like a character from Pirates of the Caribbean.
It most certainly does. It most certainly does. Captain Jack Sparrow. You're going to see a lot of your other childhood icons here, and these are indeed the Heroes for Charity. And that is exactly what they do. They bring the magic of movies and TV to life, dazzling crowds, and doing so much for charity and philanthropy. It's a common theme here, Bob. It's a common theme. These are all people that want to do good outside of just themselves, but for their communities.
Well, that's right. I mean, these guys have already raised, this is before they came on the parade, they've already raised £4,000 through this entry for the Great Ormond Street Children's Hospital. You can't get a better charity than that.
You really can't.
Now, the fun for us as commentators, Daisy, is to try and work out which movie or which show they all represent.
Okay, so I saw some of the Ghostbusters there, and I saw the iconic car. There's the car right there.
Yeah, Ghostbusters car, yep.
And we saw Captain Jack Sparrow. And who else did
Oh,
we
and now
see?
this is a British favourite, is it not? Only Fools and Horses. This is the Trotter, Trotter
That's
Independent
right.
Trading, yeah.
Look at that.
We won't get into the initials there, what they spell.
Well, but this
there's-
is, you know, heroes for children and adults alike. Let's put it that way. I think we also have the Back to the Future DeLorean, maybe. Maybe the Batmobile. There we have Beetlejuice.
Beetlejuice
walking by,
there, yeah,
of course.
absolutely.
Don't say his name more than 3 times. Oh, and of course the Gotham Police, who obviously need Batman most of the time.
Spider-Man, yeah,
there.
well, that was an easy one.
I know a lot of kids will be happy to see Spider-Man walking in the London New Year's Day parade,
There's
waving.
meant to be a Doctor Who out there somewhere, but I haven't seen Doctor Who yet.
I bet he's there. Is there a TARDIS out there?
I don't think there's a TARDIS. Ah, here we have another terrific band actually coming straight through. For this is the entry from the London Borough of
Havering, I think.
Havering. Thank you so much. Havering,
Yeah.
right out there in the northeast of London, bordering on Essex. Romford Drum and Trumpet Corps. They are regular performers in the Lord Mayor's show, which is not our competition. Completely different program, completely different show, and. Well, they look pretty wet, actually. I don't know whether it's
They
got
do.
worse
They
out
are
there.
a drum and
But
trumpet corps,
they
though, and
are
they're going to bring it.
extremely talented, and they've been going for a long time as well. I mean,
They have,
they've
and I
got a
think,
history that goes back.
In the lead up to Christmas, I believe they were at the Royal Carols together at Christmas with, of course, Catherine, Princess of Wales, and the Prince of Wales and their children, which must have been only their second most favorite thing they're doing this holiday season.
Well, I would think maybe equal. London Chinatown Chinese Association, the people who organise the Chinese New Year celebrations in London every year, and they have brought a wonderful amount of colour and spectacle from the Chinese community in Chinatown here in London, wedged up there in just behind Piccadilly Circus. And we have lions, we have tigers, we have dragons.
Oh, yes.
I suspect we'll have pandas in a while.
Incredible
Getting a glimpse
costumes.
here of the fabulous Kilgore Rangerettes.
Oh, yes.
I
I'm looking
saw
forward to seeing
these
their
this
kicks.
morning on BBC Breakfast, actually.
So did I.
And they were amazing.
I
And
couldn't
think,
get over how quickly they kick and how high, but also it's like one person. They are so in unison. They
Absolutely.
are so in sync. And the first of their kind in the United States, by the way. They have a really rich history of which they should be incredibly proud because, of course, that trend spread across the entire United States.
And where do they come from?
They are from Texas.
Texas.
Happy birthday to my friend Tex, by the way. It's her birthday today.
Absolutely. Happy birthday, Tex. Here we go.
Presenting the world famous Kilgore College Rangerettes.
Weren't they good? Weren't they
They've been
good?
kicking since 6 o'clock this morning.
What energy.
Incredible. You know, they've been kicking actually since 1939. Like I said, what a rich history from Kilgore College Rangerettes.
Well, they tell us that their performance is stunning, and I'll tell you what, it is. Impeccable
Is.
precision.
Oh, like I said, I had to turn around and look at that one. Pull my glasses down and really watch the show.
And they've even performed as backup dancers for Mariah Carey, did you know, during the grand finale of the Macy's Thanksgiving Day
right.
Parade. So, you know, they're no stranger to big events. And
They are
very
not.
understandably,
And
because they're so good.
They travel all over the world, you know, Asia, Europe, all over, kicking their way through every country, I think.
This is a group, actually, we're now seeing up in Piccadilly still, that I'm really looking forward to getting down here. It's called Esperanza Flores. They're a Mexican community maintaining the Mexican traditions, but living in southern Florida. And you can just see in camera there Esperanza Flores herself, who started this whole thing, I think, about 40 years ago. That is. And just look at the precision of the Kilgore Rangerettes as they've
Bringing
done
the red, white, and blue.
Parade's over, but they still haven't let it go. I mean, they're still in perfect,
They are
precise
pros.
order. Yeah.
They
We're just
are
back to
pros.
Esperanza Flores and and her group of dancers.
And of course,
I saw-
iconic Big Ben. And of course, Big Ben is the bell. It is not the tower.
Absolutely, it's not
or
the tower. The
clock.
tower is known as the
Elizabeth Tower.
Very
That's
good, named after the late Queen. Well, we're staying with a Texan theme now, with the Hardin-Simmons University.
World famous
Cowboy Band.
That's right. They perform pretty much every week of the year, between games and rodeos and, you know, inaugurations and London New Year's Day parade. They are busy for
Let's listen to
Texas.
That's not just the current student band there. There's lots of alumni involved in that group as well. People who just want to come back and play with the band. And the director of the band at the moment is a guy called Jay Lester, and he himself was a member of that band going way back. So a terrific performance. Actually,
Terrific performance.
They have been giving performances as part of the London Parade concert series in London over the last few days, and they've got another one coming up on the 2nd of January, tomorrow night, at St John's Smith Square, and I strongly recommend everybody who can. There's still a few tickets available. Get along and see them. They are fantastic crowd pleasers. We're seeing the massive band here of Ocean Springs, the biggest band in Mississippi, making its way around the corner from Cockspur or Trafalgar Square and into Whitehall, and they'll be joining us in a few minutes down here in the Performance Arena. I heard them this morning, and I think many people would have seen them on BBC Breakfast as well. They are simply phenomenal, and we're really going to enjoy seeing them when they reach us.
And look at the precision there, going around the turn in perfect file. These bands really do practice all year long, and for them to be able to come here and show us what they do is truly spectacular.
Getting a glimpse here of all the Queen's horses, a regular at the parade. One of the few animal groups that are allowed to perform on the streets of Westminster because such care and attention is paid to the well-being of all of the animals. And of course, look at the costuming that goes into them.
you know, look at all of the artistry, not only on our human participants, but on the equine participants as well. Look at this. And so much care is taken. I think I see a couple of minions back there interspersed with Queen Elizabeth I there, it seems. But all of these costumes, people work on this for months leading up to this very, very special day.
Back up to the other end of the route here, the start of the parade route.
Oh, and Bob, I hear the lowriders going past our booth here. You can hear them revving up. And I think we have some of them right there. Of course, lowriders hailing from my second part of the world, being half and half. My half is from Southern California.
And is that what, because you see, when we were talking about this yesterday, you know, oh my goodness, listen to
you can feel it in your heart, can't you?
It's a real throbbing, isn't it? And I didn't know what they were, and you were kind enough to explain what it was all about. I'm still a little bit lost, to tell you the truth.
Lowriders, as you can see, our cars, you know, the shocks have been changed. They ride low to the ground. It's a Southern California tradition that started when classic souped-up cars would cruise on a Saturday night, and sort of motorheads would get together and talk a lot of, you know, radiator,
like
carburetor, whatever
Okay,
talk.
I get you. We used to have a thing like that here. The King Street Run, was it? We used to be on a...
I think that's right.
Exactly.
And they're also known for their incredible sound systems. So, you know, you'll not only hear the revving of the engine, but often you'll hear the revving of some good bass and some good music. And, of course, the song Lowrider, which... is basically about these incredible cars, and I see them all the time.
We're talking about the sort of people I normally scream from my car, say, turn that down. Well, no, we're not really. I'm only
Not
joking.
if you heard that song. You'd be singing along.
Okay,
Trust me.
We just got a quick glimpse there of the Banda Comunal La Fortuna performing their way around. And this is the second entry from Carnaval del Pueblo. I think they have representatives from Ecuador, Bolivia, Peru, I know for sure, coming through, and they're still in Piccadilly, so it's going to be a while before we see them down here in the performance arena, but that's who they are, Carnaval del Pueblo, regular attendees at London's New Year's Day parade, and always spectacularly costumed.
And they look like they can't wait to get the show on the road, don't they? I mean, you
they're
know,
on the road, but they take a
while.
And all the Queen's horses coming down. That's a marvellous depiction of the first Queen Elizabeth, I think, there on horseback coming through. But they're always splendidly attired. The pearly kings and queens. What do we know about the pearlies? I mean, they're a London tradition.
They are a London tradition. No two outfits are the same. They are philanthropic. They are, of course, synonymous with Lambeth. Doing the Lambeth Walk. I think we'll be talking about that a little bit later. But what a wonderful society, and all for charity.
Absolutely. And all the work that goes into making those costumes, just all those tiny buttons sewn on to make the patterns wonderful.
Each individual to the person that is wearing it as well. It isn't just, oh, this one's different than this. It's this one is for this specific person, and this is for this specific wearer. And again, just a really long-standing, fantastic London tradition.
Queen's horses passing through the arena now, and hot on their heels, a marching band from the United States of America, from the great state of Oklahoma on this occasion. First time appearance at the parade for this group. It's the Yukon High School when they reach us in just a couple of minutes' time. They're going to be under the direction of James Rivera today, and they're going to be playing, of course, what would they play? Anything other than, oh, you've got it.
Oklahoma, where the wind comes from.
That's the one.
Oklahoma.
Meanwhile, all the Queen's horses, I think they've had fun making their way out of the parade there. And here we have the Foothill High School Marching Band. They come from a community just outside of San Francisco, California, Northern California. Pleasanton is the name of the town. It's actually the second time that this group has been with us in London. The first time, that was a long, long time ago, back in the early 90s. In fact, at about the time that the Eurostar train started running. And the relevance of that to Foothill High School, Pleasanton, California, might be losing you a bit, Daisy, but they have set a record in the Guinness Book of Records, Foothill High School Marching Band, because They were the very, very first, and I think the only group ever, to march into the Gare du Nord in Paris, playing their music, get on the Eurostar train, play right through the right across France, under the Channel, and into London, into Waterloo International, which was then the station you came into on the Eurostar, and then played their way onto the parade route. The parade route then started on the south side of Westminster Bridge. So there you go. And they have that record. They played right the way through the parade, and bingo.
And bingo, indeed, indeed.
And now we have a group from Yukon, the ones that I was talking about just now, the ones from Oklahoma, who are going to play the song that you just sang. Are you going to sing along, or are we just going to hear them?
You know I'll be singing along quietly here. Turn my mic off. Band from Oklahoma.
Oklahoma.
Indeed. And we have bands from all over the United States, of course from all over the world, but you were just mentioning Foothill from California, my neck of the woods, and it is amazing that you have bands from the entire country.
Yep.
East Coast, West Coast, North, South, you cover the whole thing. And you know, for those West Coasters, it's pretty early in the morning. Their families and friends are going to be waking up to watching them walking these beautiful streets of London.
Oh, they clamour to
playing
get
their
it.
hearts out.
Yeah, absolutely. And, you know, whatever the weather throws at them, they still seem to keep smiling, which is great as far as we're concerned.
Absolutely. Bringing the sunshine from California. Thank you for that.
These are the Ocean Springs guys who are waiting to come and join us in the not too distant future and play brilliantly for us. I know that in our performance arena.
Of course, each band will be wearing the colors of their school. They will have parts of their outfits that are directly related to the schools. And it is a point of pride for every single one of these players.
I think that's the Banda Comunal La Fortuna we're seeing there, the Costa Ricans. And this is the entry from the London Borough of Harrow. Feed the community, Harrow's urban farming. Harrow actually have been great supporters of London's New Year's Day Parade over the years. They've been winners of the competition on several occasions and always placed quite highly, or in fact very highly, in the competition. And we need to give a great deal of thanks for the previous performances that we've had from Harrow to the team of John Hinckley.
Have you spent much time in Harrow, Bob?
Have I spent much time? Well, I have, because I live quite near it, but yes.
Because, listen, the word is that Harrow is home to many ghosts. So I'm just wondering if you've maybe experienced.
Every leaf and every fall, thick as thieves, we sail all. It was racing through our veins. We broke the barricades, knowing we were born to run. Shaking off the chains, desperate runaways, trying to see what we've become. We'll never break apart. I know we belong. We're just two restless hearts, beating as one. Stand by you, you stand by me. Our history, we beat as one. I carry you, you carry deepest roots in the tallest tree. We fell so close and we built these dreams. We rode the way, the rough and the smooth. It's so much change now, but we stay true. It was racing through our veins. We broke the barricades, knowing we were born to run. Shaking off the chains, desperate runaways, trying to see what we become. We'll never break apart. I know we belong, so we're just two restless hearts, beating as one. You're the thorn in my pride, I'm the man in the mirror, trying to shine a light. I'm rolling down the river. Oh, I stand by you, you stand by me. Our history, we be as one. I carry you, you carry me. It'll run so sweet. Oh, we beat as one. Oh, we beat as one. We beat as one. Still I carry you. Hey.
Alex Francis, everybody.
And we do all beat as one, don't we? And a day like today is the perfect reminder that we are all, you know, members of one planet together. We beat as one. Thank you, Alex Francis.
Very, very good indeed. Look forward to that. And Ocean Springs there, getting ever closer to their keynote performance down here in the arena. Really looking forward to that. And I think if we're lucky, we're going to have a chat to their director, Kevin Shearer, immediately after their performance. So we'll be seeing them soon. But first of all, I think we're going to have a little bit of a treat, something very unusual, something from, I think you call it New Orleans, I call it New Orleans, in Louisiana.
New Orleans, NOLA.
NOLA. Something really quite spectacularly unusual from our point of view, but that'll be a secret for a while. We're just seeing the end of Ocean Springs here. But there they are. That's the one that we're going to, Crescent City Faye, with their artistic director Courtney McBeth and production director Zach, and Pan, Pixie and Elf director Larissa Petty.
They have a magical crew.
They are a carnival crew from New Orleans, and well, let's listen to them. We'll see them perform.
They brought a little bit of Cajun
they get a bit of confetti too. I think they deserve that.
Absolutely.
You've got to say it's a little bit strange, but it was lovely. It was beautiful. And
so, there are fairies all over
well
the
done.
UK. I'm sure they feel
well
right
done, the
at
Crescent
home
City Faye. And of course, the Crescent City is New Orleans, isn't it?
It is indeed. Absolutely. Absolutely. I think they made their hometown very proud indeed. Now it's time to go inside for a warm beignet or something like that for them.
Yes, it might be a beignet, or it might be something that's a little bit stronger and more liquid, I suspect.
Indeed, it might. Of course, their famous drinks in New Orleans are the Hurricanes.
The Hurricane, that's the one, yes.
Hurricanes.
Oh my goodness,
This
here
is
they
one of
are,
my
the Boogie
favorites.
Storm.
If
One of your favorites? Yeah,
well,
one of mine
you know,
too.
if you need a dancing stormtrooper in your life, then, you know, we've got them for you right here.
Here they go. It's a great act. Every year I love it. Boogie Storm.
They sound good, they look even better. Can't choose yet which one I can take. Boogie Storm, assume formation. It's time to stay at the YMCA. It's time to stay at
There's a fireman in there. I mean, these are not professional dancers necessarily. I mean,
but the most amazing thing, Daisy, is that they are now the most watched dance group globally.
That's right.
With over 350 million
Can you
online
imagine?
views.
My goodness.
Now, there's your favorite car, isn't
Well,
it?
absolutely. You know what? These iconic old minis, my mum tried to take a mini over to America when she moved over there, and the minis were too small for American roads, and they wouldn't allow it.
They wouldn't allow
now,
it?
the new ones they will allow, of course, but the iconic old ones, those really precious, perfect little minis, they would not allow it. Too narrow.
These are genuinely English. Of course,
These
those modern ones, they're actually German.
Well,
Well, they may be,
indeed.
yeah.
But certainly, along with the red phone boxes and the double-decker buses and the iconic bobbies, you know, you think of Britain when you see a mini, don't you?
You do. And I think you knew this before. I don't know whether you can remember. There is a world record for the number of people you can fit into a mini. Do you know?
You told me.
Oh, I told you.
You told me
Oh, okay.
last year, I think.
I can't remember. Actually,
it's a
yes, I
lot.
can. Yes, I can. It's 27.
27.
27. Now, how on earth can that be?
And they're
Very
all dressed
small
up as
people.
clowns, is the crazy thing. I'm just kidding. 27 people in a mini.
There's one of our, one of the last actually American marching bands in the parade this year. That's going to be Desert Mountain High School, making their way around Piccadilly Circus right now. Desert Mountain High School, been to the parade 4 times before, and they get better and better. We're going to enjoy seeing them in a while.
Nowhere to escape the rain, and now they are embarking on this long parade down to Westminster, but they're going to make a fantastic sound.
Christopher Newport University marching captains from Newport News, Virginia.
Have a very serious traffic jam at the moment.
These are a terrific marching band. They're making their second appearance today in London's New Year's Day parade. The funniest thing about them is that last time they came, we had a very wet day as well. I don't know whether it's anything to do with Christopher Newport. I'm not going to hold it against them. But
let's not. You know, I took a really good look at their campus online. What a beautiful, beautiful campus
it's a beautiful
they have.
place. And,
really stunning. And, of course,
they have wonderful staff.
Surrounded by
just
wonderful cities as well. I mean, just close to everything. Fantastic.
Now, I wait for every group and enjoy every group, but this one really, really is fantastic. Saw them on BBC Breakfast this morning. They've been out on duty since about 7 o'clock. But Ocean Springs High School Blue Gray Pride Band, the biggest high school band in Mississippi, and I think doubtless the best. Here they go. Absolutely fabulous. Ocean Spring High School, Mississippi, under the direction of Kevin Shearer, a terrific band. And if we're lucky, we might get Kevin pop in here to the studio just to have a quick word about what it was like out there. I hope he's got good things to say about it. Pretty sure he will. Those kids look super happy, even though they've been at work, really, entertaining crowds since first thing this morning. A great group, wonderful group from Mississippi. We hope we'll see you back again.
Absolutely. Couldn't agree more. It's exciting as they finish in the arena. They walk past the booth that we're in here, and we can hear the drums. We can see them waving to the crowd as their day is sort of coming to an end. But then as they walk into Parliament Square again and then see these iconic buildings, in some ways, I guess it's just beginning. The fun for them is just beginning.
Absolutely so. There they go underneath the Elizabeth Tower, making their way out back to their hotel, dry off a bit.
That's right.
And say to themselves, oh, that was pretty good.
Yeah.
I'd like to do that again. I hope, anyway. I'm sure they would. I very much hope they would.
Pretty great.
So I think any minute now we're going to have a quick word with Kevin Shearer, who directed that great band we've just seen. Meanwhile, we're having a quick glance here at the Poles in London group that we were talking about a while back. Wonderful Polish community here in London.
Absolutely. It's actually the second most spoken language in England and the third most spoken language in the UK, behind English and Welsh.
Oh, right. Okay, I didn't know that. What about American? How many people speak that?
Come on, Bob.
A lot more this week.
You know I speak both languages
I know you do, yes. Yeah. Okay, well, before we get our next band in here, in fact, it's going to be a little while now before we do, I would like to have a little word with Kevin Shearer, the gentleman who directs that phenomenal band that we have just seen. So, Kevin, how was it for you?
It was wonderful. We had an absolutely fantastic time. A little wet, but we're used to the rain in South Mississippi, so we gave a great performance, and that was a lot of fun.
Well, good. So for your band program, just how important has it been having this aim as ambition to come to London and perform?
I think for a teacher, one of the best things we can do for our students is take them abroad, and no better to start our first abroad trip than London. The people have been fantastic. You all have been such wonderful people, and they've just had a wonderful experience. We did Hampton Court yesterday, and they were just mind blown. So as an educator, not just a musician, but as an educator, it was really neat to see all that.
Good. And do you reckon this has changed the kids' lives? Full stop?
I think so, and I think for some of them, this might be the only time they get to do this, and so we tried to make it the best trip and the trip of their lives, and I think we have absolutely done that, and we have the Wind Symphony concert tomorrow, so we're not done just yet, but this was a lot of fun, and this was really special.
So it was all worth it?
All worth it.
Right. Now you're going to stay here and you're going to look at another band and then you can tell us about it afterwards, okay? This is,
I think, the Normal Marching Band. Indeed, it is. Let's listen.
Terrific performance there, but what a good show that was. From the Normal Marching Band, a combination of two schools there, directed by Ryan Brzezinski and Paul Carter, dancing through life and defying gravity from Wicked, which of course is everybody's favourite show right now. What did you think of that, Kevin? Pretty good show?
Fantastic band. Very nicely done. Yeah, very appropriate for the time right now.
Well, it's very, very good to get a professional opinion.
Yeah,
Thank you very much indeed.
Thank you.
Congratulations again to you. Fantastic show this year. Hope we'll see you back sometime or other.
Thank y'all so much. Happy New Year. Go Greyhounds. Happy New Year.
Thanks, Kevin, ever so much. Okay, so where are we going next then, Daisy? What's happening?
Well, I think we're going to have, certainly we've got our minis. They're coming now down, I believe, into the arena right behind us. The London and Surrey Mini owners, and you know, when you have one of these cars, you do want to be part of a club, don't you? Because they're all like-minded. They have all kinds of events during the year. Of course, again, philanthropy is involved. This is just being a good person outside of your hobby or your collection. And that just fills the hearts of everyone on the sides of the streets of London.
So we're now having a look at the Gadsden Elementary School District 32 Marching Band and the Estrella Nortieno, which actually Estrella Nortieno is a small, not a mariachi group, it's more like a pop band which is going to come on behind the Gadsden group. These are an extraordinary group of young people, some of them very young actually. It's an elementary school district going right through to high school, and so you've got some students in there, sort of 10, 11, 12 years of age, right through to seniors, 18, 19. And they come from the community right down south, very near the Mexican border in Arizona, right near Yuma. And we'll talk more about Gadsden in a while, because coming into the arena now we have got
the Riverside High School Marching Rams. Here we go, all the way from Leesburg, Virginia.
That was fascinating and
It
great,
was
wasn't it?
great. I never thought I would hear Bruno Mars with a marching band.
No, I didn't
loved
think
it.
that was doable, and it certainly was doable. It was very, very good.
doable.
Riverside High School marching rams from Virginia under the direction of William Brownwell Smith IV. With the Bruno Mars tune Uptown Funk. That was really well done.
And he was here before with another high school band back in 2015,
He was
wasn't
indeed,
he? So
yeah.
another one that just wants to come back to the London New
always
Year's
want to
Day
come
Parade.
back to the London New Year's Day
Who
Parade.
can
There's
blame
got to be
them?
something about London,
There's
and of course
gotta be
something about the
something.
event as well.
Certainly something about the
There's
event,
Varsity
Mr.
Spirit
Parade.
All Americans, their second group coming around now. They've just made it round the corner in Regent Street St James. They're going along Cockspur Street, going to wind up in Trafalgar Square in the none too distant future. This is another borough entry coming down. Well identified in a short while. It's the London Borough of Hounslow. There we go, London Borough of Hounslow, out to the west of London. Half of Heathrow Airport's in Hounslow, but it's got a lot more to it besides
It
that.
certainly does. It's also famous for its historic homes. There are a lot of really famous homes in Hounslow, and some really beautiful, lovely open spaces and parks as well. 300,000 people speaking 188 languages.
Yeah, it truly is an extremely diverse community out there.
And all coming together to celebrate New Year's Day with us. Oh, well,
Here
this
come
is
some
one
old
of my
friends of
favorites.
of London's New Year's Day Parade, the London School of Samba. They actually work tirelessly for us throughout the year, promoting the event and making sure that nobody forgets us in the other 364 or 365 days of the year sometime.
That's right, every 4 years, that's right.
And they're truly fantastic, actually. And they win competition after competition after competition. They're probably the best samba group in the United Kingdom.
I would agree with
if
you.
not in Europe.
And also the first ever to walk in the Notting Hill Carnival, which of course is so famous here in
And to
London.
win prizes there in Notting Hill as well. So they
And you can see
are very
why.
good. And I tell you what they're doing out there today on that rather wet and greasy floor. I'm not entirely sure I want to be doing that, but they are doing it fabulously. And don't they bring some colour and life and vitality and maybe even a little bit of sunshine to London? And boy, do we need it right now.
And listen, you know what? When Mother Nature is doing her thing, we rely even more on these performers to really bring the energy and the electricity to the crowds. And they are certainly doing that in spades now.
And their drumming is terrific too, is it not? We can hear it as we go past our studio here. It really is very uplifting.
Absolutely. Those Latin rhythms will get you going every time. I know you want to be dancing, Bob.
Well, we talked about that earlier. We'll see. We've got a while to go yet. Not before, before long now, we're going to be getting a real treat. We're going to be getting the Banda Comunal La Fortuna come through, our very, very first group from Costa Rica. Another group that's been working very hard all day and, in fact, all week.
Yes.
They appeared in the Times and the Telegraph. They've been on the BBC. They've been on ITV. They've been everywhere, this group, this week. And boy, are we really looking forward to seeing them. We're just sorry that we've given them rather damp weather, but they do come from a rainforest area, so
They certainly do. And you know, one of their ethos is that they take fun seriously. You know, so they are serious about their fun, and we're excited about it.
Yeah, I was out there to present them with the invitation, and boy, did they put on a show for us. They are fantastic. If we had more time, we would see more of them, but we're going to see plenty, I like to think, and they're going to bring the Costa Rican joy to the streets of London. And here they come now.
Oh, I might have to turn around and watch this one, Bob.
I think I would. Look at that, all that confetti. They deserve it. They deserve it. And I think they've been having fun, so.
Oh, and the fans so happy to see them.
What a fantastic show that was, wasn't it?
So fantastic.
We've been excited about
We
that
have.
all afternoon.
We've been talking
about it all afternoon, and we're absolutely thrilled that we've now seen them down here, and it's lovely to see such smiling and happy faces. And I'm delighted that I have here with me in the studio His Excellency Rafael Ortiz Fabrega, the ambassador of Costa Rica here in the United Kingdom. Now, we've met a fair few times before, haven't we?
Absolutely.
As we've tried to get a Costa Rican group over here, thwarted by COVID.
Yes.
Anyway, it's great to get one today. What did you think of that?
Well, we are so happy to have the opportunity to be here today in this such wonderful event. And like you say, some years ago we tried, but then COVID got in the way. But they say that good things will always come true, and this is something that our good friends from La Fortuna have been striving for. They are part of a community in Costa Rica, a rural community. It's a landmark, a global tourist landmark, visited by thousands of people worldwide. Located very close to the Arenal volcano, which is a very famous a volcano that was active for many years, by the lake of Arenal. It's a community that is very closely knitted, that have the possibility, being a small community, of putting this kind of group together and bringing them here, and by that, really portraying what Costa Rica, being a small country, but what we can do. And this is a community that believes in conserving our nature and really through culture expressing our most important values.
Absolutely. You saw them there as they were coming past Parliament Square and the Houses of Parliament. That must have made you feel pretty good, I would think, and rather proud.
Absolutely, absolutely. Because, with the UK and Costa Rica, when you say Parliament, we share those values of democracy, of freedom, and having them come here, and they've been able this week, thanks to your organization, of being able to go to many of these the great landmarks here in the UK, in London, and I'm sure they'll take back these memories, and you'll have. This will, very much going forward, make our communities and our people closer together.
Well, thank you very much indeed. Now, do you reckon we might get some more groups from Costa Rica now?
Oh, I'm sure
we would love to see that.
I'm sure we have a lot of great bands, and I'm sure that this will. People that are watching it in Costa Rica today will be very interested in coming. And so we finally were able to do it. I think this will be the first of hopefully many more to come.
And I also think we should reciprocate by visiting Costa Rica, because as you know, I've been there several times now,
there, sure.
And I've had a wonderful time. It's a beautiful country.
Right,
It
and
really
I hope you
is.
come back again.
I certainly will.
So, thanks you so much.
Well, thank you so
Robert.
much for coming today. Thank you so much for all the support you've given to this group from La Fortuna. Thank you, Mr. Ambassador. Thank you very
Thank you so
indeed.
much.
Thank you.
Happy New Year.
Oh, Happy New Year indeed.
Happy New Year, all the best.
Thank you. So what have we got here then, Daisy?
One of the best. Another one that we love every year, Carnaval del Pueblo. And they have a couple of groups with us, I think, today, don't they? They're a bit of a fixture here, and they bring that vibrance of 19 South American countries to the streets of London.
Yeah, we've seen in their first group, we saw a group from Mexico,
That's right,
and another group from Mexico now as well. But I think we've got Bolivia, Peru, Ecuador, I think.
That's right.
Here.
We saw Ecuador earlier, certainly, and of course in the traditional dress.
Always superbly colourful and actually.
Oh yes.
Very, very.
And like you said, bringing that sunshine, on what has been a rainy day.
Yeah.
But listen,
Rather
we
grey
have to
day.
take our rain hats off to all of these performers.
But this sort of performance, and these guys coming down now, these sort of performances just make the heart sing. They
do.
Lift everybody. They're absolutely
No
fantastic.
question. Listen, people are still out there under their umbrellas, some of them without even umbrellas, just still enjoying. On New Year's Day, I see people standing on shoulders, on post boxes, just trying to get a glimpse of these fantastic costumes and just the whole atmosphere of the day.
So these are the Gadsden students, the ones from just outside Yuma in Arizona, right down near the Mexican border in Arizona. They've performed actually all over Europe at events that we have had a part of, but I think London is their favourite always, and this is their
Of course
third
it is.
appearance here. They
Of course it
absolutely love
is.
it. Terrific group, they really are. incredible energy. I don't know where they get it from, because remember, you know, they have been assembling in the
they've been doing
in the
this
parade
all
area for
day.
something in the region of 6 hours.
Absolutely.
You know, so it's
And these are-
it's amazing that they can still do this. It's quite fantastic, it really is.
And this group has some very young kids as well, you know, so it's, again, wonderful. These kids will all be family with each other by the end of this trip. They will have had such an experience together that will link them for the rest of their lives.
They absolutely will. So Carnaval del Pueblo is still, these are the Salvadorians making their way through the arena. Carnaval del Pueblo still out there and having fun, entertaining the crowds,
Oh, yes.
and keeping the crowds with us despite the weather. They're
That's
all staying
right.
there in position, enjoying what they're seeing. There's still quite a bit more of London's New Year's Day Parade 2025 to go, because of course we had that 30-minute weather delay at the beginning. And so instead of our usual finish of around about 3:30, we're probably going to be going all the way to 4 o'clock today. And so the last groups will be performing under the lights here in our performance arena, which will be very, very special, because that's never
Absolutely.
happened before. And this is indeed one of the last groups here, Faki, the Kimbangus band from, well, they all live here in England now, but they originally are from Africa.
They do, and they've been with us before.
Well, they have been with us many, many times before, and they are what I will call a really traditional brass band. They make a lovely sound, and they're lovely people to work with as well.
And another group with a tremendous age range.
Yes.
I love these groups
Yeah.
that have people that have joined and stuck around,
Yeah, from
and then
people
the
under the
children
age of
that
10
want to
right up to
learn, and it's-
people nearly as old as me. Well, not quite. That would be difficult.
Come on, Bob. You're a spring chicken.
Well, that's very kind of you to say so.
And-
if spring chicken's a good thing.
Another iconic, well, we've just gone off of it, but of course those red buses in London are something that every visitor looks for.
Actually, I must say the costumes of these Carnaval de Pueblo people under the lights look absolutely superb,
They're
don't they?
sparkling
They
under
really,
the
really do.
lights. They are.
We're getting a glimpse here of what's going to be the very, very last act in the parade this year, probably about 45 minutes or so away from us here now. These are, of course, the magnificent, and I really do love them, the Dole drummers.
Dole drummers.
They are quite superb, really superb.
Of course, Dole drums played on both sides of the drum. For those of you who don't know, take a look. You see they're playing both sides of those drums.
So the Dole drummers, the last act in the parade this year, are just making that turn down from Piccadilly Circus, down Regent Street St James, which probably does mean that they will be here in around about 40-45 minutes. And so, as I said earlier, the parade this year, normally we finish at 3:30, it's going to go on till 4 o'clock, simply because we had to have that pause for atrocious weather at the beginning. And it's got a lot better during the day. It may not seem that way at times, but it really has.
Oh,
and it's
it really
not,
has.
It's not too
And
bad
the
out
wind
there.
has died down tremendously. And honestly, under these lights, I have to say the costumes almost look like the illuminations here in London.
Yeah, maybe it's something we should do in future years. No, I don't think so. But anyway, there we go. I actually the Chinese of
dragon.
Chinatown coming through in a while. Always entertaining. Everybody always loved to see the Chinese.
Of course. And as you say, they are repeat offenders in this parade. They
Yeah.
come back again and again, and the crowd is always so excited to see them. Of course, a large Chinese population here in London, a wonderful Chinatown here in London.
Absolutely.
And some of the best Chinese food you will get, I'm sure, outside of China.
I think that's almost certainly true. Now, when is the Chinese New Year, Daisy, this year? Do we know that?
I don't
I'm not
know
sure
the
I
exact
do.
date, and I'm not sure
I'll look
what-
that up. But it's
what year
generally
it
the beginning
is.
of February or the end of January.
That
isn't it?
sounds
I think.
right, yeah.
And I think it's the year of the snake coming up. I think it is.
It might be.
I'll check that one out too. because I would like to encourage everybody to go to the Chinese New Year celebrations here in Chinatown, because it really is something quite fantastic in London.
Year of the Dragon.
Oh, it's a dragon.
It's the Year of the Dragon coming up.
Okay.
This group founded in 1978 to help develop and expand businesses not only in Chinatown but all over London as well.
So the Chinese making their way through the arena now with their dragons, and I would expect to see some lions perhaps, and
yes,
maybe
I
even
would think so.
some pandas perhaps. Who knows? Now, very soon now, we're going to be able to welcome those intrepid people from up, our colleagues, Schwazi and Joe, who have been out in the rain all day, but I think they've been having some fun. I reckon they have.
I think they have. I think they take the fun with them wherever they go.
We'll be chatting to them in a while and finding out what it was like up there. And saying thank you very much indeed for some of the crazy things they've been doing this afternoon. Yeah, there we have the lions, and as I say, we've had the dragons, we're having the lions now. The lions are fantastic, I really like them.
They really are. And the way that they move them, I mean, they are giant puppets. And they are interacting with the crowd, who is thrilled to see them. And from my side of the United States, the Foothill High School Marching Band and Color Guard. Welcome, California.
Getting closer and closer to us. Now, I would imagine that before too long, we're going to be getting in another marching band, this time from Desert Mountain. We saw the Desert Mountain band from Arizona further up the parade route a while back, and they should be with us before too long here now. There's yet another one. Just there, we're getting a glimpse of Riverside High School, which is from the South Carolina version of
That's
Riverside High School
right.
that we'll be seeing. We saw the Virginia one a while back, and you were telling me how many Riverside
Well,
there
I think
are.
Riverside, California is probably pretty jealous right about now. But there are so many Riverside Highs in America that, again, AI couldn't handle it, nor the Jefferson High question. You know, we've got a lot of high schools in the United States.
We sure do. And I think any minute now we're going to get a big treat. We're going to be seeing the star of the show this year. Well, they've all been stars, actually. All been fantastic. But perhaps the best known person that we've got who's appearing today, I spoke to him at the top end of the show, way back.
Yes.
The absolute lovely, actually.
So
Delightful
nice.
guy. It's
really
Peter
delightful.
Andre. We're going to be seeing Peter Andre on our special mobile stage up in Trafalgar Square in just a few moments' time now.
Yeah, and he was so happy to be here and sharing New Year's Day with us, you know, celebrating 2025.
Yeah, he's had a long New Year's Day too, because he's celebrated it. He celebrated it in Australia as well, didn't he not? So,
That's right. He celebrates
with
all the
his
time
parents.
zones.
Yeah.
All the time zones.
So he didn't have to. Anyway, we're going to see Peter Andre any minute now performing. Well, we don't know what. He did tell us earlier, didn't he?
He did.
He said he's got a good mix, I think.
That's right. He said he's keeping it really upbeat, a little funky, a little bluesy, a lot of soul. So I'm excited to hear it in Trafalgar Square. Historic Trafalgar Square.
Well, the crowds are still staying, and they almost certainly know they're going to be getting Peter Andre any second
they
up
know
there.
something
I reckon
good
that's
is
what
coming.
that's all about.
Absolutely.
So
And we
anyway,
can't wait
the
either.
headliner of this year's New Year's Day parade, Peter Andre, going to be with us right now.
I stop and stare at you, walk I love. Mysterious girl, I wanna get close to you. Oh, mysterious girl, move your body close to mine. Hey. Close to mine. Girl, you want me on desire. Are you alone and set me so fire for me tell them? Girl, you want me on desire. Are you alone? Watch this. Watching the sun go down, the tide is drifting in. We can get close now and feel the warmth within. Because I'm looking in your eyes, feeling so alive. And girl, when you touch me, hey, hey, come on. Girl, I wanna be with you. I wanna spend the night with you. I need to be with the woman that I love. Girl, I wanna do to you all the things you want me to. I need to be with the woman that I love. Oh, mysterious girl, I wanna get close to you.
Okay, well, everybody, what a fantastic end that is for the PBS broadcast of London's New Year's Day Parade 2025. Daisy, how was it for you? Was it great?
It's been fantastic, Bob. Thank you for having me back. Happy New Year, PBS.
Happy New Year to everybody. But I tell you what, there's more to come. And so I'd like everybody now to turn off their TVs, turn on their computers and start watching it as a stream, because we are carrying on for another half an hour. But bye to everybody on PBS. Bye for now.
Happy New Year. And the show continues, Bob.
And on we go. And look, we got a fab marching band in here to give us a great performance. That's that Desert Mountain one that we were talking about a while back.
It is the Pride
and they're going to be doing, actually, we heard this song before today. This is Don't Stop Me Now, but this is from a live band. Pretty appropriate, actually. Don't stop me now. And we're not stopping, are we? We are carrying on for about another half an hour here with London's New Year's Day Parade 2025. The only parade that's ever had a weather delay, but never mind, it's all been worth it, I think.
And listen, from the Desert Mountain comes originally from Scottsdale, which has 340 days of sun a year, so they don't need the sun today.
No, they don't need any more, do they? They're absolutely fine. They're under the direction, Desert Mountain, of Brian Hummel now. Used to be under the direction of Michelle Irvin, who brought the group here 4 or 5 times before, but now Brian's doing a great job taking up the cudgels on
Certainly
Michelle's behalf, and they did
Certainly
really, really well. They look great, they sounded great, they are great. We're looking at the second group of varsity there who will be in the arena before we can say, well, 2 shakes of a lamb's tail, as
Before
they
you
say,
can
right?
say, Bob's your uncle. Well, you are somebody's uncle, I'm sure.
Yeah, but I'm nobody's aunt.
Aww.
We'll leave that to you, Fanny. So, London Borough of Enfield with their mayor up front there, Mohammed Islam. And they are, I think they're no, there's one more borough competition entry coming through, which I think is going to be the London Borough of Haringey in due course. So this is Enfield.
Enfield, home to the world's first ATM. Guess what year that was, Bob? Take a flying guess.
I'll have a go. Let me say about 65.
You're really close. 67.
Well, that's not bad, is it?
67.
Yeah.
And really ancient history in Enfield. The market there had its charter from the 1300s, and St Andrew's Church dates back to the 1100s. So truly some amazing history that comes out of Enfield.
You know, every single London borough has got something very, very special about it.
So true.
They're all steeped in history. I mean, in Westminster alone earlier, you were telling us just how many special buildings there are.
Over 11,000 buildings of note.
Buildings of note.
Yes.
And that's just in Westminster.
Yes. One of them, of course, the Leinster Arms. You know, can't say I've spent that much time, but you know. I know they're playing the parade today inside of the Leinster Arms.
Are they? Jolly good.
They are
I'm very
indeed.
pleased to see and hear that. Oh, they're streaming it, are they? I hope.
They are.
Because otherwise they're going to miss it. Anyway.
No, they will be streaming it
Great.
on.
Okay, this is that fantastic foot. We've seen lots of them as they've come
We
around
have.
the parade route. We've tracked them all the way down, and we told you the story about them. They're the world record holders in the Guinness Book of Records. They're the only ones ever to have done it, but they still hold the record. They played all the way across the channel.
That's right. From Paris to London.
We're absolutely way back there.
Incredible.
But they are a terrifically good band. Really, really talented. They're going to play for us really well now. And
Maybe a little California dreaming, maybe?
under the direction of Moises Fecundis.
I
Yes,
think
California
so.
dreaming. But are you dreaming of California
On
right now?
such a winter's day, are you kidding? I'd be nowhere else than London.
That's lovely of you to say. good, wasn't it?
Yes.
That was really good. You know, they got something about these lights, I must say. I'm really, really enjoying seeing the way the light bounces off the uniforms, and because there's so much sparkling.
Absolutely.
It's really terrific.
Well, it was like we were saying earlier, a bit like the illuminations here in London. For those of you that have not been here at Christmas time, London lights up like a little jewelry box. It is so beautiful and sparkly. And it seems to really be exemplified here with all of these outfits and instruments and costumes. And the enthusiasm sparkles too, Bob, I have to say.
Oh, yeah. And there's nobody more enthusiastic, is there, than the fantastic cheerleaders from Varsity Spirit. And the second group of varsity cheerleaders coming through today. And they're going to be performing to Daisy.
I'm not sure what they're performing to.
Okay.
You tell me.
It's Greatest Show.
Oh, the greatest show. Well, it is the greatest show, you
It
see.
is the greatest show, so it's very appropriate. Here we go. Varsity Spirit.
Ladies and gents, this is the moment you waited for. Searching in the dark, sweat soaking through the floor. Don't fight it, it's coming for you, running at you. It's only this moment that comes after. Your fever dream, can't you see it getting closer? Just surrender, cause you feel the feeling taking over. It's fire, it's freedom, it's falling open. It's a picture in the puppet and you'll find devotion. There's something breaking at the brink of every wall, it's holding on that you know. So tell me, do you wanna go?
How much energy from the
First started by British men cheerleading.
By British men?
By
Well, I knew it
British
started as a male
men.
sport,
That's
but I
right.
didn't know it was British men.
Well-
I do know that former President George W. Bush used to be a cheerleader, and his
That's
father,
right.
I think, also was a
And
cheerleader.
his father, and Ronald Reagan, and Dwight D. Eisenhower, and FDR. We've had a lot of presidents that were cheerleaders.
That's quite something, isn't it?
It is something.
Anyway, right now, I am delighted to say that, I hope they're delighted as well, that we've got Schwazi McCulley and Joe Bone here joining us in the studio.
We've washed up.
They have been valiantly braving the elements for us all afternoon, and thank you ever so much, Schwazi.
Thank
you, Joe. And you've turned in some amazing pieces, actually. I can't actually say I was envious of being out there, but you did seem to be having fun.
We did.
How was it for you?
Brilliant. We had a lot of fun, wasn't it? It was really good. We should give them a big wet hug, really, shouldn't we? We should give them.
We've managed to keep dry all afternoon.
Yeah. But despite the weather, despite the wind, the crowds are as busy as they were at the beginning of the day. So hats off to everyone that came out.
Indeed. Amazing.
Okay, well, we'll have another word in a moment, but we've now got a super high school marching band performing right now. The Riverside High School Pride of Riverside Marching Band from South Carolina, this one. Let's listen to them for a while. absolutely fabulous, Riverside, South Carolina. They finally made it. They were a group that was going to come over and perform for us on the 1st of January 2001, and we all know what happened then. But fantastic persistence, and they're here today, and I hope they've enjoyed it, because we've certainly enjoyed their performance under the direction of Chris Spence, the Riverside High School Pride of Riverside marching band from South Carolina.
You can see why they're called the Pride.
Oh, yeah. Well,
Fantastic.
I mean, with all of these bands, their communities have to be
Indeed.
fantastically proud of them.
Absolutely.
Now, I think we've got a couple of minutes before we get a show from Peter Andre down here in our performance arena. So let's go and have another chat to Schwarzy, who's still here with us, and Joe as well, of course. And now, you told us it was great fun up there, so you're not going to have you change your mind on that. So what would you say? What was the, from your point of view, what was the highlight? What was the really...
Schwarzy, come on, you've got to say donkeys. You have to say donkeys.
Donkeys were brilliant, and then stormtroopers as well. They were amazing.
Yeah.
They're always amazing every year, aren't they?
They are, but it's the donkeys, isn't it? It has to be the donkeys.
The donkeys.
Especially the little donkeys.
Yeah.
I don't know what they're called, baby donkeys, but they are wonderful. I love them.
Yeah.
Now, you guys, you haven't seen any of these pictures that we're seeing now, because we've been lucky enough to have a view of all of these guys, all of the performers as they've come out of the performance arena and go around Trafalgar Square. And you should see the smiles on their faces, that they've just been absolutely fantastic. So, and it must be really something very special for them to come out into that environment at the end of the parade.
Well, I have to say, it's very nice watching it in here, actually. I think...
It was quite nice being on the bus as well. Do you remember Ricky and Melvin?
Yeah.
And they were DJing.
Oh, yeah, we saw you up there. That's
and you
great.
could just wave and everyone waves back. I think, oh, lovely.
I think we could get used to this, couldn't we, Schwarzy?
Yeah.
Well, I have to tell you, I doubt we're going to persuade Daisy to come out and do what you do. I'm sorry about that.
I don't know if I have it in me, folks. Honestly, though, truly, you guys did. You brought the sunshine, just like you said, Joe. Your spirits were not dampened, and we could feel that. And I know that the crowd outside was feeding off of you, and you off of them.
Yeah.
How were the borough entries this year? Did you enjoy them? I thought they looked fantastic, actually.
I don't want to speak to Schwarzy, but I was actually just about to jump in there and say they were incredible.
Yeah, they
the
were.
energy, even right to the end.
Yeah, Leon from Lewisham.
Leon from Lewisham.
Shout goes out to Leon from Lewisham.
They were
It was
great.
big, wasn't he?
We got our very, very last American band coming in now. This is the Christopher Newport University Band, the Marching Captains. They are the most unlucky band on earth, but they are a brilliant band. They're unlucky because the last time they came to London, it poured with rain all afternoon, but it doesn't seem to have daunted their spirits this time. And so I'm sure we're going to get another super performance from the Christopher Newport University Marching Captains under the direction of Dr. Mark Johnson. So what are they playing for us? Oh, I know. What is it? Let's Dance.
Let's Dance. And over 200 members of this band. Look at it. Amazing. Welcome to London, kids. to the arena and to the entire route. Let's not forget they've been playing all down this route.
Absolutely. I mean, we're just the tail end Charlies here.
That's
you know, I mean,
right.
they get the best up there.
We're the caboose of the train here.
Truly, every single American band this year has been outstanding. Every act in the parade this year has been phenomenal. They've all been great, all the way around. Everybody has been super. And what I really like to see, look at all these smiling, happy, wavy people as they come off, because, you know, they've been getting wet now for 4 or 5 hours, these guys, so it's fantastic that they are, I'm afraid the rain is still sheeting down a wee bit out there, but hasn't damped anybody's spirits, Joe, I'm going to ask you, because you happen to be here, if you know anything about Clive Shaw trucking that you can tell us.
Well, I do. It's a good thing I'm here.
Go on then. Yeah, it is a good thing you're here.
Well, they are American big rig trucks, as you can see. But there's a very, very cool truck here today. I don't know if we can see it on our screens. We have the Lidl Coca-Cola truck. From the Christmas adverts, which is actually quite special. That could just be me being a little bit cheeky, but it is actually very
Who's
cool.
being special here?
Yeah.
The truck.
Of course, they supply a lot of trucks for movies and TV sets, as well as doing, you know, parades and stunts and things like that as well, don't they?
You're spot on, Daisy. They don't actually move anything anymore. It is purely for effect and visual. But I mean, come on, how cool do they look?
Yeah.
I mean, you don't see that every day in
Those
England,
are
do you?
true American big rigs.
They really
no
are.
question about it. Have you learned your special trucker language?
I wish I could say yes, but sadly no.
Well, I guess that makes you a rubber ducky, which is a rookie, by the way.
Ah, thank you, Daisy. There you go. Going
There
into
you go.
25.
I think we're all dashboard drummers here, where you're drumming on the dash.
Okay.
I looked up my big rig language, and it is amazing. There's a whole
And
conversation.
when it came to the lowriders, you should have heard Daisy. She knew everything there was to know about lowriders. I mean, it was...
Oh, I wouldn't go quite that far, but I felt
would.
right at home. I felt right at home.
I would definitely go there. Hey, what have we got coming? It is the amazing, fantastic, brilliant Peter Andre.
Hearts tend to break in a million ways, so how's it still got this familiar taste? Tell the same stories with different names over coffee. Sent out a text, no, it's so in sync as you ran outside before the phone could ring. We meet the same spot, corner table, baby, you got me. You're the one who calls me up, stays by my side, holds my hand when best friends lie, singing, oh, sweet child of mine. These days are our memories. Remember when we screamed that song at parties that we stayed too long? Stole mom's heels and raved too young with fake ideas. Police showed up, boy, drunk in love. With strangers, it was never enough. You'd hold my hair as I threw up and tell me boys don't matter 'cause we got us. We've seen it all through thick and thin. You're the blood in my veins, not just ink on my skin. Yeah, the love that we have lies deep within. Yeah, you got me. 'Cause you're the one who calls me up, stays by my side. Been there more than half my life, singing, oh, sweet child of mine. These days are our memories. Remember when we'd scream the song at parties that we'd stay too long? Oh, stole mom's heels and raved too young with fake ideas. The police showed up, boy, drunk in love. was never in love. Yeah, you hold my hair as I grew up and tell me boys don't matter 'cause we've got us.
Thank you, London New Year's Day Parade, for having me.
You know, it isn't easy to sing in cold weather, and she has managed to keep her body warm and her vocal cords warm enough.
I think
to
she's
sing
terrific, that girl. I really do. I think she deserves every conceivable success. I think she's absolutely brilliant.
Completely engaging.
And I apologise, Molly, announcing you as Peter Andre, but never mind. I'm pretty sure you'll forgive me. I hope you will anyway.
What a voice. Thank you so much. Right, next up, this Thursday, January 2025, it is the Gadsden Elementary School District Marching Band from Arizona, USA!
Okay. Well, this is a group that we have seen so much of as they've come along the parade route. We've been looking at them all the time. They've been absolutely phenomenal as they've come down that parade. They've played themselves. Well, I don't know how they're still doing it. They must be exhausted. They are superb. There's kids in there from 10 years of age right through to 22 years of age, and they are now going to play for us at the conclusion of the parade route, the last American band in our parade.
Making San Luis, Arizona so proud. Gadsden Elementary, their marching band in Estrella Norteño, and you know, that's a relatively young group, meaning they have
are
not
a very
been
young group.
formed
I'm
for very
amazed at
long.
their energy is phenomenal, and boy, they play well, don't they?
They
too.
play
They
so
play
well,
really, really well.
bringing that music, as you had said, they're right on the border of Arizona and Mexico, bringing the genres called regional Mexicano, and they like to bring it to the entire community and indeed the world, which they are clearly doing so well today.
No, a truly excellent group.
They've made
and look,
fans
our
all over the
crowd
world.
is still here.
Look at them.
Well, it must be Peter Andre.
Bless
I think.
them.
That's what's keeping them here. This is Estrella Norteño coming through now, a little separate from the
Same
from
school,
the band. It was same group. Yeah.
Same school, but as you can see, just 4 musicians there playing their hearts out. Let's take a listen.
almost mariachi, isn't it? It's great.
It is.
And,
again, it's that
out
regional
goes Gadsden.
Mexicano.
You can see Gadsden there coming out, saying to themselves, well done. And you did do ever so well.
That's right.
Underneath the Elizabeth Tower, Big Ben. Is it going to ring out fairly soon? Yeah, not too long now. And Gadsden, bye Gadsden. We hope to see you again sometime because you're really good.
All the way from Arizona. Well done.
And now, as they say, for something completely different. Still got a slight hint of the Latin American, but Barrio Fiesta. And this is comprised of the Philippine community, I believe, in London. And I'm going to bring Joe in again here because he knows everything there is to know about this group, an awful lot more than I do anyway, that's for sure.
Putting me on the spot there. No,
I'm sorry about that. Here, you can have some notes.
Oh, thank you. No, I should know this. They're a wonderful group. It's a great representation of the Philippines, as you can see. But they've got everything there. They've got from nurses, doctors, dignitaries. You know, it's just a real celebration.
It's all about communal spirit with them, isn't it?
And you know, I really like how the whole community has been involved.
That's right. Well, and the whole thing about them is bringing the whole village together, so to speak. So,
you know, and look,
wrapping your arms
smiling
around the community.
They're still smiling, Daisy. Can you believe it? And bear in mind, they've been waiting for hours, hours and hours, and yet they're still here. They're still performing. It's spectacular.
And they're having fun.
Still waving to the crowd.
As we always say, when the performers are having fun, the audience is having fun. And that's
question.
the way it works.
That's right, Mr. Parade. That's right.
And yeah, that must be an awful lot of the Philippine community in London come out there.
And they've got a lot to celebrate. Listen, we've got a brand new year starting. 2024 was good for some, tough for some, regardless of how it was. 2025 is going to be great.
2025 is going to be a fabulous year. We have decided. And it's going to have, as from tomorrow morning, it's sunshine all the way, okay?
That's right.
Well, maybe. We'll see. So, I think Mr. Peter Andre is making his way into the finale arena. He's not going to be the very, very last thing in our parade because we've still got the treat of Faki, the Kimbanguis band, coming through. And then we are going to finish off with the wonderful, brilliant, fantastic, and I can't think of any other superlatives to say about the Dole drummers because they really are terrific.
Unparalleled.
But this guy's pretty good too, Peter Andre.
And a lovely chap to boot as well.
Oh, well, there we go.
A wonderful guy to chat to.
Oh, we've still got the Barrio Fiesta coming through. They're really having some fun today. Well, keep a lookout, Daisy, if you could, please, for Miss Philippines UK 2024. She's
I think she
out there
just
somewhere,
waved to
and
us.
that's Athasia Elaine Terreri. It's a difficult name. And Little Miss Philippine.
That's right.
Eliza Ray Young.
I
is
definitely
out there too.
saw some beautiful beauty pageant crowns going by. That must have been them as they waved. I waved back. And as you say, you know, still smiling, still just bringing the joy because they're feeling it. It is joyful out there. It might be January 1st and cold and a little rainy, but it's joyful and warm in everybody's hearts, right, Joe?
It absolutely is. A little liquid sunshine never hurt
That's
anyone.
right.
Isn't that right, Swazi?
Absolutely. Couldn't disagree.
Liquid sunshine, yeah, okay. Plenty of liquid.
A lot of liquid, I have to say, yeah. We're still dripping wet, as you say. Yeah, to be
I can
honest.
see, I can see. Look, you're making us feel guilty sitting here, standing here. Okay.
I mean, that was the plan.
I thought it might be. But, you know, if it's any consolation, it's been pretty nippy in here this afternoon. We can't wear big warm coats like you. I'm not really doing very well, am I?
Yeah, you know, I'm frankly living my best life in here. I don't know what to tell you. I feel like I hear bells.
It must be 4 o'clock. It is.
Yes.
That's the bells of Big Ben saying it's 4 o'clock. 16 hours into 2025. And what a parade we've had. Fantastic,
It's been a great year so far. Still dancing down the route. People still truly celebrating the first day of the year.
Here comes Peter. Is he going straight through? Or is he going to stop and perform? I do hope he stops and performs, because I really want to hear him, don't you?
I know, I do. On this fantastic mobile stage that you have.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's Peter Andre.
I said some nights is your lucky night. Peter Andre along with problems on the mind.
I stop and stare at you walking on the shore. I try to concentrate, but my mind wants to explore. The tropical scent of you takes me up above. And girl, when I look at you,
here we go.
No doubt you look so fine. Girl, I wanna make you mine. I want to be with a woman just like you. No doubt I'm the only man who can love you like I can. So just let me be with the woman that I love. Oh, mysterious girl, I wanna get close to you. Oh, mysterious girl, move your body close to mine. Close to mine.
Girl, you want me out desire. Are you alone to set me so on fire? Me tell them. Girl, you want me out desire. Are you alone to watch this?
Watching the sun go down, the tide is drifting in. We can get closer now and feel the warmth within. Because I'm looking in your eyes, feeling so alive. And girl, when you touch me, let's go. Girl, I wanna be with you. I wanna spend the night with you. I need to be with the woman that I love. Girl, I wanna do to you all the things you want me to. I need to be with the woman that I love. Oh, mysterious girl, I wanna get close to you. Oh, mysterious girl, move your body close to mine. Hey! Oh yeah!
Open your call when time me in your voice I feel 10 feet tall. Body where you want to make them on them up all. Man, I trip over man when time your name call. Pretty looks around me like flowers of bloom. And I love the smell of your Elizabeth Taylor perfume. Personality alone light up the room. Just one kiss alone I make me heart go boom.
Oh, mysterious girl, I wanna get close to you. So close to you, my baby. Oh, my mysterious girl, move your body close to mine.
Are you alone to set this up on fire?
I just wanna get so mysterious. I just wanna get so close to you. My baby. I just wanna get so mysterious. I just wanna get so close to mine. To you, and my baby, close to mine.
That was great, wasn't it? Oh, fantastic.
so
Thank you so
great.
much, Peter Andre.
So great.
Really, really good. Thank you, Peter.
We were all dancing in here.
We
weren't
were. Everybody in the studio was really getting into that. That was terrific. Really, really good. So we've just got a couple more things to come through our performance arena. That
Let's hear it for Peter Andre!
There's old Chris Golds out there, who's the arena commentator. Does a fabulous job for us every year here at London's New Year's Day Parade, entertaining in the VIP arena.
And you know, Bob, as long as these performers have been performing on the route, these people standing out here in the rain have been cheering all these hours as well, all day long.
Well, that's right. That's exactly what Swazi was saying. That it's amazing that they just stayed and stayed and stayed. But great performance from Peter Andre. He's been a really superb headliner for our event this year. He really has, and he's been such a fabulous person to work with.
Absolutely.
What a nice guy when
so
he came
nice,
in to chat to us.
So
earlier
happy
on.
to be
Yep,
here,
yep,
and
yep.
genuinely, ringing in 2025 with all of us.
I suspect he's gained a fair few more fans over the last week or so than he ever had before.
I mean, how cool is he? He is so cool, isn't he, Swazi?
He's just a great guy. Anyway, we are now going to hear the Faki band as they, well, no, I think they're just marching through. They're not going to play. They've probably been entertaining like crazy all the way along the parade route, and so by now they're exhausted. But they're a wonderful, wonderful group. But hot on their heels, we're going to have the London School of Dole and Royal Bangra as the Faki, the Kimbanguist band, mark time as they march through the finale arena on their way to a little bit of warmth.
Absolutely, and
one hopes comfort.
We can feel those drums.
Nope, we are.
I think we are going to get a
we are going to get a tune out of them, which is great. Really pleased about that.
And just take a look at the age range of this group. Truly wonderful.
So, Faki are going to play a tune for us, which I'm really pleased about because they have a unique sound. They really do. Faki, the Kimbanguist band, founded in 1959 in Congo. They are really good, aren't they, Daisy?
Oh,
they're
boy.
really, really super. And yeah, let's have them back every year, shall we? Because they're really entertaining and they play really, really well, I think.
I second that emotion.
You second that, do you?
Yes,
Jolly
I
good.
do. Yes, I
So
do.
now we're very much coming towards the end, although we have to have something. We have to hear something from what is one of my, they're all my favourite groups actually, but this one in particular, I really, really like them. The London School of Dole and Royal Bangra dancers. I mean, they are super. So let's hear them a little bit. They've been entertaining all along the way. They're probably tired. But here we go. London School of Dore and the Royal Bangra. Well, there we are. The London School of Dore and Royal Bangra bring this year's 2025 New Year's Day Parade in London to a fabulous conclusion. And I got to say, Daisy, it really was good, wasn't it?
Fantastic from beginning to start. I congratulate all of our performers and all of our spectators. And I congratulate you guys for being out there on the route.
Yeah,
well
I really,
done.
really do.
We did it. We did Bob.
Big thanks to both of you. And I think also it's very, very appropriate at this point that we say a huge thank you to everybody who's worked so hard in quite difficult circumstances to make this event happen this year. That's a lot of bravo to Joe, the executive director of the parade. But of course, you couldn't do it without an awful lot of people working under you. So from Jim Baggott to everybody else who's done it, and all of the TV team, you've done a fabulous job this year under quite difficult circumstances. So thank you so much. We'll be back next year with another phenomenal parade in London, bigger and better than ever before. And next year, we hope the weather gods are smiling on us.
I'll pack my sunshine.
Jolly good. Thank you, everybody. Happy New Year. And don't forget, tune in again next year to watch the greatest event in the greatest city in the world, London's New Year's Day Parade. Bye, everybody. Bye.